Hey guys, tonight we've got a special guest for you. In my opinion, I reckon he's one of the funniest social media personalities and content creators in Australia. None other than Mr. Run It Straight himself. Welcome to episode 7 of Health for Wolf.
Yeah. Thank you for having me, boys.
We'll add the claps in later.
Yes.
What's going on, boys?
What's going on, bro? What's been happening? Busy, bro. Busy, man. Thank you, boys, for having us. Eh?
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure, man.
Bro.
Thank you, boys.
So let's
I've been waiting for this, lad.
Yeah, you've been telling me all week, lad. All week, he's like, bro, I can't wait to interview you.
Well, now you know we're from the same area, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Bro, you have been tearing down the internet, lad.
Yeah, bro. It's been a blessing, bro. It's been a blessing, lad. Straight out. I've been doing content for a while, lad. So to be here in this position, I've always dreamt of it. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's been a blessing, lad.
Look, you got a lot to be proud of.
Yeah.
Seeing you from the first episode, lad, going into the Mountie, that was crazy, man.
The Mountie was a crazy time.
Yeah, bro.
Massive.
Like we were chatting about before, bros. After that Mountie one, so for those of you that haven't seen it, there was like 4,000 or 5,000 people there. There was food trucks, all of that. But after that show, I went and watched the first one just to see how we started, and bro, we started. That was probably one of the worst shows that we could have done, but I was still happy after we completed it. Like,
Hey, did it rain as
bro,
well?
I'll get into it, lad. Bros. So,
I remember, lad.
Yeah, I was trying to get money out. But I don't really get cash out like that. Not really uses cash, you know. So I was getting cash for the boys to get their prizes and that. So I went to go get money out, and I thought you could just take out as much as you want. But lad, I had like 2,000 only on that you could take out from one card.
Limit,
yeah. And altogether, I was giving away, I think 4.5 or 5. And lad, I only had the 2 cards with me, so I only had 4. So I was, fuck. Then I was running late, bros. Then we get to the field that we were meant to have it at, and there's a cricket match going on, lad.
No way.
There's a cricket match going on.
You didn't call the council, do no bookings, lad.
Nah, like,
just straight Ireland style. Yeah, the coconuts.
Lad, I pull up, bro, and I see a cricket match. I'm like, fuck, lad. Everyone's waiting, bro. They're like, gee, what are we gonna do?
We are playing.
So like, I'll tell you now, bro. This is how chat it was, lad. We're like, bros, you guys been to that park, the one in Green Valley, like right across from Miller, or right across from the Miller TAFE.
Yeah.
So we ended up doing it like, so we gotta move, lad. So we're like, fuck it, we'll just go and move to the park next to it.
Because there's literally the park in the
There's a
back.
little park, bro. So like bindies, long grass, everything.
Yeah, hard.
You see the slide and shit,
Yeah, bro, it's a slide, bro. But then again, there was only like I said in the crowd, there was about 15 people, bro. And I think we only had 8 contestants. But bro, I was proud, like that was... Bro, the 2 weeks leading up to that, I didn't speak to my family. I didn't speak to no one. I was locked in, so nervous. And I was just like, bro, this is a big step, you know, just going from doing content for the last couple of years in terms of just doing like short form content, reels, skits, and all that other jazz. This was something different, bro, you know. This was the first step to where we are now.
And I followed you for a while, Charizma, man. And when I seen you do the Run It Straight, bro, I knew straight away because, bro, it's an Islander thing, bro.
Yeah.
You know, like in school we used to do that?
Yeah.
Not we, like in general, but like, bro, line up and then people can't just run at each other, you know what I mean?
100%. Well, that's obviously where the idea came from, but it was more so like, bros, even then, like, obviously we used to do it back in school, but then if you deep it even more, like, it used to be a thing, like, if you had problems with someone, you never used to say, gee, come, let's go one-on-one. It was more so, dickhead, run it straight. You know what I mean? You'd always say, run it straight first, and then it'll be, come, dickhead, come. You know what I mean? So,
Fuck, it's so true.
Yeah,
If they want to fight after,
you know what I mean? And then that was always the words to saying, oh, let's fight, but that's how we used it.
But
then
usually it ends there.
Yeah.
They just get up and shake hands.
Dickhead, run it straight, you know what I mean? But
Hard, bro.
that's how we deep it. And then I was just like, bros, coming into that as well, like, YouTube is always... Like I said, I've been doing this for a while, bro. So I've always looked at, and we had this conversation just before the show started, and we were saying how YouTube is a platform that Australia and New Zealand have not clocked yet.
Nah, bro, we haven't.
That's the untapped market, lad.
Yeah.
So to be able to, I've always been that kind of like, bro, if I'm gonna do something,
all the way.
yeah, it's gotta be grenades, TNT, you know.
You know, he was telling me that my other little brother Soul. So he's into all that YouTube stuff. He was telling me like maybe almost 7 years ago about YouTube, because that's where the money's at. It's on YouTube, not Instagram.
Yeah.
You can have all the followers, but if you're not on like YouTube, you can't monetize your audience. Make money off.
Well, I was saying, but everyone asks me about YouTube, I always say, bro, like 3 people walk in the room: a TikToker, someone on Instagram, and someone on YouTube. you always notice the one on YouTube first because that one always has the audience of not just like the adult. Like the adults, we always watch just adults anyway. Yeah. But YouTube comes across with like the audiences with little kids. Bro, I'll tell you now.
Massive.
Yeah, like when I used to do all my Instagram and TikTok stuff, I never really used to get noticed by like little kids and stuff like that. You know, it was always just the Islander community and that
the
people that the local guy from fucking TikTok.
Now you go to Westview with like mob yells.
Yeah, bro. But like now, like when I do go somewhere, it'll be like all little kids. You know, and it's bro. Like at that time too, I only had like 3-4 episodes out. Yeah. You know, obviously it's become a big thing now, and it's crazy how big it's like blown up. But the audience is so much different. The sponsorships could be so much different. The money that people are trying to throw at you is so much different. The people that are trying, you know. So it's even things like that. Like even news companies are trying to come through and pull up to the next one. So
you know, just before you started, did you get cold feet? Like you have a battle in your head before you drop content. Like is it gonna work? Is it not gonna work?
Bro, to be honest, bro, I think I've been watching you for a bit too. And I think we're sort of the same and similar in a way where like...
Just put the camera there.
Yeah, put it, just throw it on, turn it on and I'll run it, lad. Trust me.
Run it
straight. Turn it on and I'll do it. But in saying that too, like...
Off the cuff.
Yeah, off the cuff, but it's more so like, you don't really give a fuck about what anyone thinks about what you're doing, you know? So I always knew I was going to cop a bit of...
But you know when you're just about to post, you got that little doubt in your head.
Yeah.
But you're like, oh, fuck it off.
Yeah, it's doubt, but mine, it's more so now just like, fuck it, I'm just posting because obviously the what's it called? The being active on your socials is people. Yeah, you have to, bro.
It is, bro.
Yeah, you have to, bro.
I think it was in COVID when I went viral.
Yeah,
man, that was a lot of work, bro.
Yeah,
every account every day.
Yeah,
you, bro. And you can't help but read every comment and respond, bro. You got 1,000 comments on there. Yeah, fuck
yeah, bro. Yeah, so even on TikTok, like when I started. So even peep that before that, like I was working in a warehouse, and then I quit my job because my missus was like, "Bro, we got to start a business." And at that time, bro, warehousing, like fuck, I was over it, G, you know. So warehouse, bro, we've all done warehousing, you know.
You sort of had to make something that enough.
I can't stay in the same place for too long, lad. Like I'll tell you now, I've had like. Bros, 8-9 jobs. I'll go to one stadium for 3-4 months and I'll bounce. You know what I mean?
You know what? I think that's a constant with people like us, like creatives.
Yeah.
It's so hard to stay in one spot and do one thing.
Your brain, it's more than what's around you. Like.
Yeah, 100%.
You stay there for longer than a month. You go nuts, bro.
I think you know we're all ADD.
I think so too, bro.
I swear, lad.
Because you know what? Bro, the jobs that I had too, like they were good jobs, like good paying jobs. Yeah. $36, $40, $42, $45, 46, 47, you know what I mean? An hour. So these were just jobs that are like, once I got that money and I started going, I was just like, nah, I can't do this. So my missus said like, let's start a business. I told my boss, I was like, man, I'm gonna leave in 2 weeks. I'm just putting it in now. They're like, yeah, sweet. Gee, I walked out. I'm like, later, boys. Yeah, bro. This boss is our bitch, bro. Everyone knows her too. So like, everyone knows the IGA. Shout out to IGA. You guys know who I'm talking about. But bro, I literally walked out and I said, boys, it's my last day, lad. They're like, you sit next to me. Nah, G, that's it, bro. Fuck this.
I'm running this right now.
Yeah, we went and started a cleaning business, lad. And bro, it took off. And bro, like we were, well, for me, it took off. Like that next week, we were making $700 just for that week. It was not much to some, but like when you're starting a business,
100%.
That's a lot
insane,
for me, bro.
That's
Yeah, you
that's
know what I mean.
You're supposed to lose money for 6 months.
I went in. I was basically like the media team, bro. Like I was going shooting around, like the befores and afters, running the Facebook page, getting back to messages, and then 2 weeks into it, my brother was like, "Sully, come do what I'm doing." And this was when he was doing live, so he was doing TikTok lives. I'm like, nah, nigga, Sully, trust me, you'll be good at it, man. You'll be good at it.
What time was this?
So this was
because I feel like TikTok came out of nowhere, bro.
Yeah, TikTok blew up around COVID. So it was like 2023, 2022.
That makes sense because everyone was in their houses.
Yeah, so that's when everyone was watching lives and stuff. And so he was doing good on there.
Came out, eh?
That's when I
started seeing With your wife? With
Yeah.
Okay,
So we went on to yeah, we're doing so bro, all of this I always give credit to my brother, lad. Because
Cheeky?
yeah.
Shout out to Cheeky.
Yeah,
Bro,
shout out
you know,
my
I used to
brother,
listen
bro.
to his music when I was a kid.
Yeah.
He
Oh,
dropped
yeah.
that one song with PHQ.
Yeah. He
Bro, I
dropped
used to play that when I was young.
Yeah.
Bro, I was freaking out. I was like, he's from the area.
Well,
I looked at him like he was my hero, lad.
Yeah, well, bro, I was just telling Cash as well before this, he's one of the most talented cunts.
Yeah.
Bro, I've always been on his back about doing something, and I'm always on his back about, like, being better than what we're doing, you know what I mean? Like, he's talented, bro. When you watch him and when you talk to him, he's proper, man, you know? So
Yeah, you can see it in the camera.
yeah.
I hope the drive on that he was doing boxing for.
Yeah, he's doing boxing for a bit. Gee, this guy's, I think...
Multi-talented.
Yeah, like you know
Yeah,
when...
because BHQ had a studio at Huss's at Fonora.
Yeah, he
That
did,
would have been the
yeah.
connection, yeah.
But we also had, like, I think us just growing up, gee, we had many dreams, you know what I mean? Like, bro, back then you wanted
all
to be
you
a
could do is
rapper.
try, bro.
Yeah,
100, bro.
back then you wanted to be a rapper, you wanted to be like a footy player, you wanted to do all these different things like content, YouTube or whatever. He's been actually good at everything that he's done. So obviously when we did Run Astray, he was one of the first people that I called. And because not just that, like in saying that too, he's the reason why like I'm sort of in this position anyway.
Yeah.
So when we get back to that, like, I told you we just had started the business, $700 a week. The next week went to 1,000, and then he called me and he's like, "Gee, you can make some proper money on the side."
Yeah.
So I said, "Fuck it." One day I just picked up the TikTok, turned the camera on, and we started battling. The TikTok battles, bro, they're crazy, lad.
Yeah.
We'll get into this. So he was telling me he was making couple grand a week, couple grand a day. And I was like, "Fuck off, dude."
Yeah.
And he was
I
like,
didn't
"Yeah,
believe it at
bro.
all, bro.
Yeah.
That'll ring bells when you're making 700 a week, lad.
Yeah,
Like, what?
bro.
3 grand, do
Yeah.
what?
That's what I'm saying.
People used to tell me when you come the top, is there a weekly top? How does it work? There's a weekly top.
There's a weekly, and it used to be weekly. Now it's daily, so it gives you 24 hours to like be ranked in Australia.
I don't know if it's speculation or not, but they were saying like some countries were getting like 40, 50 grand.
Lad, they were, cuz. Like I was telling this guy the most I made in 1 week was 20, lad. 1 week, bro.
Where these cunts are all doing money?
Yeah, so
Bro,
that's why, like, when I started doing this shit, like I said, my brother he got me onto it. So we did it that night anyway. We started battling, and then, bro, it went well. I think I made like $800 or something in that first night. I looked at my missus, I was like, that's one night, you know what I mean?
You want to clean the floor? Clean the floor.
Nah, I'm telling you, bro. So, bro, and she was like, "You reckon you can do it?" I said, "Fuck, I don't know, but if it's like that for 1 day, give me a week."
Bro, I'm about to go get my fucking phone and go live right now.
man.
What
So,
the
Bro,
fuck?
you know, I actually thought he was from New Zealand, lad. I seen him, I think he was posted at the beach, and I was like, "Hey, next time you're in Australia, we'll catch up."
This kind of lad.
You're not from New Zealand?
Nah, lad.
He's from here.
Yeah. Oh, Miller,
Miller,
Ashcroft.
Fuck.
Yeah, so this guy.
I thought you moved over here.
No, when I was young, like when I was like maybe 4. Yeah, but this guy hit me up and he's like, "Solly, whenever you're in the area, just let me know. Or whenever you come down next."
Yeah.
I'm like, "What do you mean come down next?" Because I was in Coogee that time.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh, whenever you come down, like, just let me know." I'm like, "Do you live in Coogee?" He's like, "Nah, like in Oz, in Sydney." I'm like, "Dickhead, I live here." Because no way. Like, fucking chirp, bro. Yo, this guy, hey, but yeah.
Hey, Charizma, I wanted to ask you, like, doing social so long, man, like, you have people that see potential in you along the way. You know what I mean? And I wanted to ask you, has anyone offered like free big money at you? Because I feel like the Run Astray bar is massive, lad.
Yeah, right now,
I reckon there'll be a few.
yeah,
You know,
right now, bro, there's heaps of companies lining up, but I'll tell you right now, lad, if you want to be a Run Astray, come correct, brother, come correct. Like we've got,
What was one of the highest amounts? Like, just give an example.
for Run Astray,
Yeah, for like an offer.
like an investment in that.
the investment, yes, I know. Yeah, so we had an investment. So we had people like I know people that know people, and we had like little meetings before we set up Run Straight. So we had Run Straight set up, and we were talking to all these different people, all these different investors, and like I said, this was before Run Straight, bro. And this is how I knew it was going to be big. So one guy ended up offering me $300K, but he wanted 50% of the business. And I was like, that's a lot of money, bro. You know what I mean?
When you told me about this earlier, I thought you meant 50 grand. not 50%.
Nah. This guy offered me 300K
I misheard
for for I think a year, and he wanted 50% of the business. Obviously, that's a lot of money to a lot of people, but for me, I'm peeping it and I'm like, but if we haven't dropped the video yet,
Hard, bro.
and you're already offering me 300,
Yeah.
that's a lot of money, you know what I mean?
But
But 50% too, like this is my dream, cause you know 50% is not that's way too much. I wouldn't mind of like 300K for 20 or whatever, but you know this is what I've been wanting to do since I was young, and since I started content, this is always what I wanted to lead up to, you know. So we did the live thing, yes, to my credit to my brother, but when I was doing the live thing as well, the reason why I started content, to go back to that, is because I wanted to get people into my lives. So I wanted to feed everyone to my lives, to get everyone to watch. So there was a first video that I dropped, lad, and it's one of the funniest ones that I had, because it was a real moment, and it was like just one that I was fucking like, I was feeling in that moment. Anyways, I went to the gym, and I was angry, bro. I was pumping the weights, and one of the boys, Denzel, you know, Denzel, shout out to Denzel. And he's like, Sully, what's wrong with you? I'm just like, fuck, bro. I'm trying to have a nap and my missus wants to turn on the fucking vacuum, lad. Fuck. So like, I was pissed.
Those videos.
Yeah, it was that one video. You remember seeing that video? Yeah. So that's
all of them.
that was the first one that started. And he was like, bro, you should make a video about it. Bro, I made a video about it and I went, fuck, like for me, I was expecting couple hundred. First video out, 5,000 in the first, like, in the first couple hours, lad.
Okay, Charizma, you're very spontaneous with your
Bro,
thoughts your ideas, eh?
Yeah, so I did that and I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna do a little prank. So I walk in the room, she's sleeping, boom, to put the camera, I put the plug in the vacuum, turn it on, I run out and I close the door. Solid. Bro, it went crazy, eh?
That's a war, lad.
Yeah, lad. I was just like, fuck it, I'm gonna do it again. But that's how it started, like I said, yeah, big love to my brother. I wouldn't be here without him. Like in terms of doing content, because all of that stuff, like you already know, like it all leads up to some point and to where we are now. That's why I'll take him everywhere. You know what I mean? I'll take him anywhere I go. I'll go with my brother.
Idea, bro.
Yeah. But in terms of that money that you're talking about, 300K, that's the biggest amount I've been offered. It's a lot of money to some, but when you're offering it before it starts, then I know, you know, like people, any dumb cunt would have taken it. But you already know, like, if he's offering 300, cause that means something's coming down the line.
But I feel like it just blew up out of nowhere, right?
Yeah, but
from the Miller, if you see the comparisons, like play the Miller video, then you play the Mount Jewel one. It's just like, wow.
Go back to Miller now, you get everything.
Like
I know. That's what I feel like. I was like, bro, fuck that, because he's a mad fucking Islander community in Miller.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah.
Not to say that Islanders are only ones that turn
Shout out
up.
to Mount Jewel for doing that, because they're going to lift the game for every area.
Yeah.
Whenever you go, everyone's going to try to turn up.
Yeah. Shout out to Ozzy and Chris and
FTA.
FTA. Shout out to the
Yeah.
FTA boys, bro.
Straight out.
Yeah,
But bro, I'll tell you, work in the warehouse, imagine if they threw that 300 at you right then and there.
Lad, out.
Thank you, brother.
They're not out. Dude.
Thank you.
To pulling it down to
Yeah, bring it. I'll tell my missus, hey, babe, I gotta go, man. I already told my son, you know, I was joking around with him, but I was like, saying, you know, if I get offered all these millions for running straight, see you later, man. I'm leaving you all behind.
Oh, fuck, imagine that, bro.
How far do you plan on scaling it? Are you trying to go global with it?
Yeah, I plan on going global with it, because to go back to the idea too, if we go back to the idea and how it started obviously we talked about how like it was an island community in terms of saying, yeah, run it straight, digga, run it straight. But it came from
a way to settle disputes, so
yeah, it was like that, but it came from destroying. So I don't know if
Is that black gold?
yeah,
I know you're talking
so
about.
destroying now, he's a big YouTuber in America, and he does one-on-one for what's it called, defensive backs, DBs, and wingers. So they do like a one-on-one NFL sort of drill.
Oh, you mean those two guys? Yeah. Watch it.
And that, bro, I've seen them going crazy, and I was like, bro, that's in America, but
They're the ones that they mask up some of the NFL players.
yeah. So I was like, bro, if we did that here, that would be crazy, and that's how the idea came. Yeah.
Wow.
Crack idea, man. It's authentic, but I feel as well, because that's what, bro, I mean, we were talking about it before, you know what I mean? It's like, you're not going to punch on with some kind of, it's always like, dickhead. You were saying that before, bro.
I feel like the biggest personalities in the world are the ones that start authentic, bro.
Yeah.
Because you can tell when someone's being fake.
Yeah,
You can
100%.
see it through the camera, like people can tell. And so when you get boys like that and his brother Cheeky, they're like genuinely decent people, you can see the authenticity through the camera.
Yeah.
I can't tolerate watching a lot of like Islanders, but you are one of the ones I do watch.
Yeah.
From start to finish. Like.
Yeah.
I'm actually a fan.
Yeah. Well, we
Like ask my brother. You'll never hear me say that about anyone. Like.
yeah. With me, I'm always looking at, bro, because I'm not good with numbers, but I'm in terms of like I'm a numbers guy in terms of I like to see. So if we deep it even more, lad, in terms of running straight, I went onto TikTok and I went onto Insta and I went onto YouTube and I typed in running straight, lad, and every single video had at least 10,000 views. Every single video, and the highest one was like up in the millions.
Yeah, but no one was doing it.
But no one was making an event, so I was like, fuck, if we make this an event, lad, fuck, if this is 10,000 just for a short clip, imagine what we can do, you know, in terms of a big, like, long form content in terms of YouTube, like we were talking about. So that came into how, like that, and mind you, even that, this idea I've had for 2 years, cuz.
You didn't stumble into it.
Yeah, no one
People
really
think
knows
you
that.
might have stumbled into it and it just blew up in your face, but really it was calculated, huh?
Yeah, so I'm not good with maths, but I'm a numbers guy in terms of like how numbers work. You know what I mean? So
you can see the patterns.
yeah, so we did that, and that idea came 2 years ago, bro.
Wow.
And it was crazy. Like that came, and I was in hospital, lad.
What happened?
Yeah, that was in hospital. I can't deep it too much of what happened, but like I was in a rut, lad. You know, so bro, things weren't going well for me that time. Like content was going good, money was good, but like I feel like when you're not like you're not living your potential, when you're not living your dream or pursuing something, fuck, you just find yourself in a rut, lad. You know what I mean?
You're right about that.
Yeah, when you're just going on your day-to-day bizzo, and shit's not going well, and bro, I wasn't leaving the house.
You know how you're meant for something bigger?
Yeah,
You're
that's it, lad.
You're stuck in a
That
situation
feeling?
where you just become toxic, like.
Yeah.
Bro, that pain, lad, the pain.
Yeah, the pain.
I've been there, lad, I've been there, bro.
Yeah, bro, I was going crazy, but what made it worse was that was the time on TikTok because I was working from home, and I was in home, like I was in my house the whole time. I think leaving your house, that's underrated for most, like for people that work at home, bro. And then like when I turn off the cameras, I'm with my kids, with my family. I'm always at their trainings. We're always doing this stuff. But when you leave the house for 8 hours, that's something where I was like, fuck. Usually you can just leave the house and you know, talk with the boys or talk with the boys at work, where this time I was like, I was in the house, shit, like I said, I was in a rut, shit wasn't going too well for me. So, bro, I just started like, what's it called? Dipping. Found myself in hospital, and then, mental health's a big thing, bro. So, found
Sometimes
myself.
you just need that time apart.
Yeah. But I think like it was meant to happen, bro, because
You wouldn't be in there.
exactly, bro. You know, and I wouldn't have been here. That idea came when I was in hospital, lad, and I was in the biggest rut, lad.
Yeah.
But what pulled me out of that too, if we wanted to go talk about that, is, bro, like my brother, I'll give everything to my brother, lad. Like my brother was there. Like I remember waking up. In the hospital, lad, and I was in the hospital bed, bro. Doctors was around me, everything. And then I looked up and with my brother, lad, that was there as well. And that was probably one of the most like heartwarming moments, but like embarrassing moments as well. You know, when things happen like that. It was crazy because that was one of the moments where I was like, fuck. I've always held me and my brother at a high. You know, me and him were always like, people that know us, we're like this, bro. You'll never get one without the other. And if you don't fuck with one, then you don't fuck with me too. It's like you know what I mean?
I know.
So
That's just brothers.
that's just how it is. So, but
It
then
sounds like Cheeky played a big part in you to this point.
well, like, bro, growing up, lad, like, with me and him, I've heard you guys speak about it too, in terms of like fathers not being in the house, you know, things like that. So we moved over here with my mum's, like, my mum and my dad were getting like into their disputes and that. So they ended up breaking up. Then my mum got with another guy, and then they started going at it, like domestic violence, all that shit. But we still ended up moving to Brizzy. Then they were still going through domestic violence shit. And then we moved over to Sydney, came here, still going through the same shit. And then they split. So most of our lives, it was just always been me, my brother, and my mum.
Yeah.
But everyone that knows about being in a single parent household is that basically when your mum has to work, lad. Like that's just how it is. My mum was, bro, everyone knows my mum. My mum was never home, lad.
Yeah.
So it was always just me and my brother growing up at like, 11 years old, 12 years old, from all the way to like in teenagers, it was always just me and him.
Yeah, you practically have to raise yourself.
Yeah, so
Figure
like,
everything out on your own.
yeah, so like, well, everyone that knows that too knows that. I think you were saying you were in a single parent house as well.
Yeah, my mum
so you
as
know,
well.
like your mum was never home. You know what I mean?
90-hour weeks. And
Yeah,
shit, and
exactly, bro.
Bro, my sister would make the same food every day because it's all she knew how to cook.
Learn how to cook. Like, I had to learn how to cook pasta at 12 years old.
That's
like.
what I'm saying.
But I didn't really know much.
Hey,
Like.
Charizma, before we go on, like, I sort of want to show the audience another side of you.
Yeah, 100.
So we're going from, tell us a bit about yourself, like all the way from the start, from New Zealand to coming here. To
Yeah, New Zealand.
explain try to paint the picture for the audience from where you came from, practically.
But I was born, me and my brother were born in New Zealand, lad. So we were born over there and it was a good life, to be honest. Like, in terms of like the domestic violence that was happening with my mum and that was shit.
Yeah.
But I grew up around like my grandparents, you know. I grew up in my grandparents' house, had all my aunties, my uncles, so we were pretty spoiled in terms of the love that we got over there. But I think I get this from my mum too, bro. My mum's always been, she's just always got to be on her own. She's always got to be making moves. She's always got to do her own thing. She doesn't like when people tell her to do things. She's always, you know, she's just a soldier, bro.
Yeah.
So I get a lot of that from my mum. So I think my mum moved out. I forgot how old she was when she moved out, but we ended up moving out. This is at the time my mum and my dad, they broke up. She got with her that partner that we moved over here with, and then we ended up moving with him into his family house. And bro, obviously like.
Everyone brings their baggage to the relationship.
Once we left my grandparents' house, lad, fuck, everything just went to shit, you know?
Was it weird to move into another bloke's house?
Yeah, well, we ended up moving into this like shit unit as well first. Like it was like it was.
Like those
What year was
Liverpool
this? How
ones?
far
Lad,
back?
it was
How far
like
back?
from this curtain to, or from this, like this was the house, lad. This
Oh,
was the
no
unit.
way.
Yeah, bro.
How far back?
crazy,
How far
bro.
back? What year?
This was if we peep it all the way back, we're looking at when I was 8. Oh, before that actually. So this is when I was 6, 7 years old.
Wow.
We didn't move here till I was about 7, with her then partner. Yeah, and then bro, it was just like I said, when you leave a house full of love, you know what I mean, and then you go into a house like this full of domestic violence and stuff like
A
that.
bit toxic.
Yeah, you're a bit toxic, but you see the stuff that's going on, and bro, the cunt used to do it in front of us, lad, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why we had that chat before at the cafe and that, and we were saying like, bro, when you grow up and when you start seeing that stuff,
You're not meant to feel it. At
yeah,
that age.
when you see stuff like that, lad, when you get older, you just want to become the most dangerous fucking,
Hard.
you know, you
And
want to harden yourself up.
everyone
you
that
know
you
what
want
I
to
mean?
hurt was that
Yeah,
one
it was that one
cunt.
cunt that was fucking, but you grow up to be like, yeah, nah, fuck. So I started getting in the gym, started getting into the wrong crowds older, and then, yeah, bro, I was just like, fuck, I swear to God, you wanted to make sure that you're hard enough so that if any cunt did it again,
If it made you feel
he was
like
going to pay the price.
That was the
But
same-
it wasn't his price to pay, it was the other cunt, you know what I mean? So,
Hey, Charizma, like
Crazy.
So see with, bro, because DV's massive, bro.
yeah.
How did it play on your psyche? Like, you know, when you go to school, and you know how like you go from like watching your mum get beat, and then you're in school with like people like, because there's like a massive like disassociation that you feel.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, how
Yeah.
did you navigate through that?
To be honest, bro, like,
Because we all got our way, you know what I mean?
yeah. To be honest, like, it's shit to say, bro, but you get used to it, eh?
Yeah.
And it's shit, bro. And that's not a good place to be. Like, I remember being, this clocks back to my dad as well. You know, I see my dad beat my mum all the time. It was like me at 5 years old, 6 years old. So, and those are when your first memories come into place. You know what I mean? So
yeah.
when you see it all the time, it's sort of like normal. You just,
Normalizes.
yeah, it normalizes it. You just grab your brother and you go to the next room.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So
That's so unhealthy, eh?
yeah, you grab your brother, you go to the next room, and it's hard because you're just like sitting there trying to watch TV or trying to block the noise out because your mum's crying or things are flying and
The fact that we thought it was normal back then was just
yeah, like, that's what I mean. And then, like we ended up, like I said, we ended up moving here. We went to his family's house over here trying to create a better life. My mum was still young, bro. So if I was 20, my mum had me at 15.
Wow.
So yeah, lad. So she was
Wow.
only like 23 when she moved over here from New Zealand. 24. So got over there in Brizzy, it didn't work out. Came over here to my dad's family, and then yeah, bro, that's when we started creating a life over here as well.
Fuck, she must be a strong woman, lad.
Yeah, she's great. Yeah, 100%, bro. 100%.
Could you imagine at 15? Like,
soldier
what the
lad.
fuck were we doing at
It's
15, bro?
crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy, man.
She was 15 and my dad was 16.
You still
Wow.
keep in contact with your father now?
Nah, not really, bro. But like, bro, it's crazy, yeah. Because like, I had this, bro. It was only like a couple of months ago when I had this like, I don't know. It was a thought more so. It was more so like, yeah, where because all my life, bro, I hated him. You know what I mean? Because of the things that I used to see.
yeah.
But when I used to see him, it was hectic. You know, when I used to be with him, when I used to go over to New Zealand and visit, because
This your biological father?
yeah. So when because they went, my mum and my dad went together. Like every time I went to go visit him, it was hectic because I knew they went together.
Yeah.
But I still had to hate towards him after because he still wasn't part of our lives. You know what I mean? Like when we come here, you wouldn't hear from him.
Yeah.
When we went over there, all of a sudden it's like, come son, come over here, let's go do this. I'll buy you this. I'll give you money for this. But it was more so like now getting older, because I heard you got kids as well, eh?
yeah.
You start to realize that, fuck, bro, it's not, you start, like, I like to play what's it called? Is it devil's advocate?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I used to think, because he went through the same thing.
Yeah.
So my grandpa,
continuation.
so my grandparents, so my grandparents used to see that shit, and I'm not saying that it's okay to do that shit,
No,
but that was normalized for him.
They didn't know any better.
Yeah, so he didn't know any better. So that's what he's seen, and that was the demons that he had to go through to be able to do that shit. So then I used to peep it as well. On top of that, being a man as well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like trying to look after kids at 16 years old, 17 years old. I had to forgive him and be like, man, I know how hard this life is, especially when I ended up in hospital.
Bro,
Lad.
Bro, with that hatred towards your dad, the only person that hurts is you, lad.
Yeah,
The
exactly.
only person. So as soon as you let that go, you feel that weight off your chest.
Yeah.
man.
So I'm very emotionally intelligent to be able to do that.
hard. But you know when I started like peeping your journey, Charizma, lad, there was a post that you had and you were talking about mental health, because all of my content, bro, is just because I feel like a lot of socialites out there, they paint the positive, like, but it's only 15 seconds, but they're painting like the positives of life. Oh, I'm over here.
They never give the reality.
But they'll never give you the harsh reality of what real men go through. Because we battle, bro.
Yeah.
How many cunts you know, like, they had the silent battles?
Yeah.
And there was one post that you had and you were talking about it, like, fuck, I was depressed, I was doing this and that, and then you started your fitness journey.
Yeah.
And I think I wrote under one of your posts, like, whatever you, like, I just don't stop. And you followed back. I'm like, oh shit, you still followed back. And then I was like fanning for a bit. But back to what I was saying, like what I like about you, bro, is like no homo. But the transparency that you have to be yourself, because I feel like everyone's in character, and that's what we do with health and wealth, you know what I mean? And the way that you honor the truth just then and on that post, bro, that's what made me like be an advocate. And I was telling my brother, like, bro, reach out to those.
Yeah.
Like see if we do like if we come out and have a chat, but people need to hear that, bro, because bro, forgiveness is
it's a
powerful thing, bro, forgiveness, you know what I mean? And to come from
get out of the character, you cocksuckers.
Bro, if one at a time, we're just gonna start curing people, lad. Start making them come out of character.
No, it's not really curing, bro. It's just
it's a disease.
teaching everyone to be your authentic self.
It's a disease.
There's so much shit out there.
And the number one thing I think for healing is, bro, you got to be honest with yourself. And the way you said it, like you understood from every point of view, like, bro, you know what, I had this shit, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I understand why it was like that. You just got to make sure that you stop it from your door and you don't pass it on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you can't do that unless you honor the truth. And emotionally intelligent, like the way you are, bro.
That was another thing, like I said, because I went through all the demons that I had to fight too, in terms, like I said, ending up in hospital and the mental health post you were saying as well. That was the part where I was like, fuck. Now I think on top of what he had to, like, he just didn't face his demons. You know what I mean? Where like, my own ended me in hospital, but it was a part of my journey that I had to go through to be able to get here.
100%.
So if I didn't end up here, obviously, if I didn't end up in the hospital, this wouldn't have kicked off. The way like I have conversations with my son, my daughter's always my daughter. You know, I love my daughter, and then my youngest. How many kids you got?
3.
The youngest is always, you know, you just let it do whatever, like, you know?
Running amok, running wild and out. 100%.
But the oldest is the one that I connect to most, because I had him at when we first had him, I was 16. So I was 16. I was turning 16, I think, when we had my first son. So I had conversations with him too, saying, "Fuck, man, you know, these are times that I cherish the most, because these are like when you don't have your dad around, and I think you do the same thing, that you give your son everything that you wanted as a little kid and everything that you're missing. So those are the moments that are like, bro, like I'm his trainer, bro. Like
Yeah.
I've been his trainer for fucking how many years? You know, I'm hard on him, but I always say like I'm hard on you, and I'm your most critic. But that's just to instill things that you're gonna have to face in life. You know what I mean?
And bro, that's one thing I want to ask you as well, bro, because with me personally in my journey, when I held my son, bro, for the first time, that's what made me turn around and say, look, listen, if I'm gonna give this person, bro, a new life, I'm gonna have to face my old one. Not my old one, but I gotta face the realities that like, you know, when
We're running from.
bro, you know, when you bury certain emotions,
Yeah.
you get free. Like what you were saying, like when it was normal to watch your mum get bashed.
Yeah.
But not being emotionally intelligent means that you have to face and deal with it. And then when I had my son, that made me turn around and face those realities.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say, like, ask from your point of view, because there's healing in having, you know, when you see your little man and you know that he's all yours.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that would have made you, it would have evoked some emotion towards that, like, fuck, that's my second chance, I'm gonna have it through him.
You know what's crazy is that that wasn't even the first time like I had to like really look at myself. Like, it was more so because you remember I was 16 years old.
Yeah,
you
bro.
know what I mean? I had my
Yeah,
son.
too young, yeah.
So bro, the first time, bro, this is pretty crack up too. I was in class, lad, and I got a text from my missus at the time, and she was like, "Oh, I was in the hospital," and they go, "Oh, now go to school." And what the fuck? I went to go to school, lad. I was still in school, lad. I still finished. I still fucking finished it, man. Graduate class.
You finished?
And you know, they say that too.
I didn't even fucking
Like,
finish.
it wasn't that big, and like it's not that big to anyone in terms of year 12, but it's big in my family because I was the first one to
Lads, big
finish.
to all of us.
Not that they got me anyway, but fuck it. Yeah, but I was in year 10 and I was in society. I was in my society class, and I go, "Miss, I gotta go." She goes, "Why?" I said, "Oh, my miss just had my son," and then she goes, "Fuck off, idiot." I was like, "Nah, Miss, I'm serious." She goes, "That's not fucking." I said, "Miss, I gotta go." And then I left. I went there. Yeah, and then like, there's a photo, bro, and it's fucking crazy. I've got. You remember that Scux hair straight in, all that shit? I had that in my school uniform.
Oh,
And I'm holding my son, and I swear to you, I'm holding my son like this, and you could tell, bro, you could caption it if you were to caption it.
Also, it was before the lip pouting.
Yeah. It was at the same time, bro.
the same time?
You know, this one too, like that. Bro, I swear to God, like I'm looking at him, and like if you were to caption that photo, it'll be like, "What the fuck have I done?" You know what I mean? What the fuck have I done?
It turned out to be a blessing, but
Yeah, it turned out. It was the biggest. It's one of the biggest blessings because, like, me and him, we're tight because we've had to grow up together.
Yeah.
And then I had my daughter 3-4 years after, and then I think that was when I started to change. So it was. I had my daughter at like 19, 20.
Wow.
And I didn't like think because. Mind you, I was still in school, so I was still around with the lads.
Yeah.
And we're all still just like fucking around, partying, drinking.
running amok, yeah.
And you know, like when you're in Western Sydney, you sort of start drinking and doing drugs and stuff at that age
part of-
anyway.
yeah,
So
part of the culture.
yeah, it's part of the culture here.
Massive, bro.
Yeah.
On a serious note, what were some of the main struggles you faced as a 16-year-old parent?
Bro, man, it's crazy. Like, it was more so just the stairs, eh? I used to get a lot of stairs because I was still going to school.
Yeah.
She'll pick me up.
A baby holding the baby.
Yeah, exactly. I was pushing the pram, school uniform, everything. You know what I mean? So I could tell, like, back then I didn't think it, but then, back then I was thinking, fuck, look at these guys looking at me, you know what I mean? I was fucking better than all you motherfuckers. At that time too, I was pushing around in school, going shopping, doing all this stuff. And I think the hardest part, bro, it didn't really clock, bro, to be honest with you. Like I said, like, I'm just going to be real honest. All of our journeys as fathers are different. Like, with yours was like, changed in that moment where mine's, I was still partying and doing all that stuff.
Same, I didn't take nothing serious.
Yeah, I didn't like. I was like, yeah, man, I got a son, you know. I'll just come show him around the boys, you know.
The partner's there grilling you. You fucking think everything's a joke.
Yeah, show him around the girls, all the boys and that, and then it's like, yeah, fuck, look, I got a son, and fuck, you know. He was just parading, but I didn't really clock till I had my daughter, and I was like, fuck.
Girls are different, eh?
Oh yeah, girls are different, but also having a second one is like, fuck. I'm actually a dad, bro.
I'm gonna take this too serious, bro.
I'm gonna get serious, brother.
I was gonna ask you what was your crucible, but from what I'm gathering from this, it was the hospital way.
Yeah, that was one of my turning points. Like I said, I woke up in bed and my brother was there, lad, and my mum was there too. But me and my mum, we've like had a. As me and my mum's relationship is different. Like we're close, we're very close, but we're very alike. I'm exactly like my mum, bro.
Same, lad.
Yeah,
Exactly the same.
Yeah,
lad.
like,
Are you the oldest male as well?
me and my mum, we clash a lot, bro, because we're like everything I learned is from my mum, lad. Like
Straight up.
so every time things are going like all right, and then we'll clash a lot, all right, and we'll clash a lot. But in saying that too, like I grew up with my brother. Like me and my brother, we grew up together. So like when I seen him there as well, and then see my mum crying, that was one thing where I was like, they were like, oh, we're gonna put you under. I was like, yeah, tell my brother to come here. And then he was there, bro. And I tell you, when you get those those needles, and they start, fuck, lad. It was a crazy moment where I was like, fuck, you know.
Yeah.
But also, I think one of the ones that hit me the worst was like, when things were looking done and over, especially like before that time. You guys can put the puzzle together, what happened in that. But I was in hospital. I think they wanted to keep me for a week. And I think it was like the Wednesday or something like that. And my eldest son was at the end of my bed. And he had a game, I think, the next day. And he was just like, he told his mum, he's like, nah, I want to stay here. So we stayed, we watched footy, but we stayed together, just mucking around, walking around, because I couldn't walk. So I broke my arm in 2 places. I fractured my tailbone as well.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Brother, I done my pelvis, lad. I don't know how painful that shit is.
So I couldn't walk.
hell.
I couldn't really walk properly. They were telling me to walk in that, and
That sounded like a hangover, mate.
yeah, bro, it was fucked, man. And then, like, just spending time with him, and when he went to leave and he started crying, bro, I was like, fuck.
This is your son?
This could have been gone, you know what I mean? This could have all been gone. Like, yeah, my eldest son. Like I said, we grew up together, so.
Did your mum used to ever look at you like a fuck up sometimes? And you felt like she looked at you like the family fuck up?
I think now, like I said, when you start looking at playing devil's advocate, you start looking at, because I always used to think like my mum used to favour my brother all the time. But then I start.
It's never the case.
Yeah, it's never the case. It was more so, now that I know, it's more so, she needed, or he needed my mum more than I did.
Yeah, exactly.
Because I was more like, you know, free in terms, exactly, you know, so you probably know, so you get to understand that.
Later on in life, you realise that. At that current time, fucking.
I always used to
heartbreaking. Like,
Yeah, it is,
it's like,
bro.
why the fuck she give him that attention?
Yeah.
I used to think I was a family fuck up lad because
You know, when you're older, you're glad she gave him
Yeah,
that
hard.
attention. Because he wouldn't be the cheeky he is today. You know?
Yeah, but I would never, like, anything I'll do, I wasn't allowed to. But my brother was allowed to? Fuck. My brother asked, yeah, go, tomorrow. Now, if you want. Money, boom, gone. So we used to clash as well. Like, I speak, I'm going out, and then she'll be like, nah, you're not. I said, fuck, he just went out yesterday.
Who's older than used to?
Me, yeah. So he's my younger
oldest
brother.
son, man.
So he was I think because I had to grow up with my mum as well. Like I said, my mum was 15 when she had me, bro. So we grew up together, and then she didn't learn. Because you know when you have your eldest, you start learning things from him, and then you just start being more free with the others. You know what I mean? Where with the first one, you're sort of just like holding back, saying, "No, you can't do this, that, 1, 2, 3."
100%.
Yeah.
The first one's a tester.
It's like making pancakes.
The first one, everything was done to a T.
Yeah.
And the second and the third was like, man, just let him run.
Yeah, whatever.
Do whatever the fuck you want.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah.
With my boys, I'm like, he's got it easy.
Yeah. 100%, bro. That's
I was
why.
a fucking tester, me, like.
Yeah, exactly. You know what it's like, bro, being the oldest. It's like, bro, you're always thinking, why me? Cause why can't I go do this? But I understand now where like,
It has to be that way.
yeah, where I did. Like, it's not that I didn't need my mum, but it was all like, because my dad wasn't around and my mum wasn't around too. That's when I felt it the most, because I was like, fuck, you know. It's more so like, does anyone care? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you start
100%,
you start rebelling
because you and your siblings are all in the same boat, so it's not like you know how to support each other.
You already sort of had that issue from your dad. So
Yeah, so it's like, fucking hell, what's going on? But then
soon as you feel
start
it straight away,
you start getting older, and then you start realizing that my brother needed my mum more. You know what I mean? Then I was like, oh yeah, now I understand.
Yeah.
Shout out to Cheeky again.
Shout out
Yeah,
to him,
shout
bro.
out to Cheeky.
Can't wait to meet him, lad, as well.
Yeah.
Fucking hell.
Mo's over here glazing, like.
Fucking hell, I love you, cuz. Bro, I'm telling you, I used to watch his fucking music video like on repeat, lad.
He's got cracker music, Cheeky.
Bro, if I show you some of his music now, he's very talented,
Is
bro.
he still going on with it?
Bro, he could, bro. And I said,
I'm jumping on a track with you.
what we do now, bro, live off it, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The eyes you got on us now, go do your thing.
Yeah, bro. Should capitalise on that.
Yeah.
See, with bro, because now that because the household, because you know, with witnessing all the TV, it sort of makes you aloof. You know what I mean? You don't want to always be constantly by yourself.
Yeah.
Bro, how do you deal with the social media? Like, you know how you have to be like very forthcoming? Like,
Tell this guy, bro.
for me,
That's his biggest thing, like. I had to beg him for years to come
I hate
on.
being on the camera. Like.
Yeah.
Like, you know how we were conversating before, as soon as the lights went on and the camera goes, yeah, we're on, I'm like, fuck, I shrivel.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
like how did you fest up the
That's why Josh
confidence?
is not here today.
Like, how did you do that? How did you navigate that?
You know, it's funny you ask that because my brother said it, and he said this many times. We've had this conversation before. My brother was the entertainer. So my brother was we used to, like, in every single, like, you know when you were in school and there was always that perform, like you always had a year, like where all the school has to, your class has to perform.
Yeah.
He was in the front, he was in the center, he was the man. They did a Superman song, he was the guy Superman, like this, walking out, marching out. He's always been the guy. If he was in a singing group, he was in a singing group. He's always been that guy. For me, when I was younger, bro, I was just looking at, I always used to watch TV and I was always just on my own thing and doing whatever.
No, but it's a trait you both possess as brothers.
Yeah.
Like it's just one chose to explore it more than the other.
Yeah, well, I feel like everything that I've done leading up to this point as well has brought it out of me because, like, warehousing, bro, when I was, that's when it really came to me. Especially, I used to work in a freezer.
Yeah.
So every 45 to 50 minutes used to come out for like 5-10 minutes.
Yeah, and then go back
and then go back in. When we started coming out every 10 minutes, now I don't know why I used to think like this, but I used to think like, fuck, I'm gonna make every cunt laugh here. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then it just starts becoming a thing where like you're just making everyone laugh and it's just becoming a show. Wherever you sit, everyone's gonna sit.
Yeah.
So then I started like being around all these people and doing this stuff. I started getting confidence in myself and started applying it, like you said as well. Though I've always had it. I've always been an entertainer in some way, shape, or form.
You've entertained.
Yeah, like if you gave me the camera, fuck, I'll do it, you know. But I've never gone out of my way to say, give me the
I
camera.
want to do this.
Yeah. I've never been out. If you gave it to me, I fucking, you know, it's easy. But I've always had that entertainment side to me because, bro, like if you think about it too,
Hey,
Island,
Yeah, your name. Like.
yeah. But Islanders are entertainers first.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I feel like it too.
Islanders are entertainers
We're clowns,
first.
like. It's
Yeah,
naturally
exactly.
clowns. Yeah.
Class clown back in the day
Some
too.
of the comebacks, bro.
Same.
Yeah, so,
How
all
many
that stuff.
Islanders you met back in school? They just
I always used to kick it with
Yeah,
just take the
They're the
piss.
funniest
Always,
cunts,
like,
They're the funniest cunts, bro.
It
The
was
most
the
quick-witted,
best
yeah.
thing.
we're just quick-witted clowns.
Yeah.
Hard,
very fast.
If
They
you
used
want a
to look
good
after
time,
me
you
as
go
well.
hang out with them, bro. You know. So-
Bro, they used to look after me as well, like the boys in Hocker
Yeah.
Park. Shout out the boys.
Oh, you got Hocko?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
My miss from Hocko.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Bro, it's weird. It's like fucking looking in a mirror, but like
Yeah.
same area, same upbringing, same.
Hey, Charizma, through your eyes and experiences, how was it growing up as a Pacific Islander in Western Sydney? Like,
Western Sydney, bro. Mine was different. Like I said, I had a lot of anger built up, and I've heard you talk about it too in terms of anger. I had a lot of anger built up, so, bro, it's crazy. So I say this in Western Sydney, it's like a rat race. Even when you're doing well, it's a rat race.
100%.
You know, but you know what I'm saying?
That's
Now?
just our culture.
That's why I love it here. I love
Very
Sydney
fast,
because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very fast, but you always have to be the guy. Like, if someone else is doing something, fuck, you got to top it. If I was living somewhere else,
how bad does everyone? It's just Australian culture. Like, how bad does everyone want to be that man? Like,
Yeah.
Hard, bro.
be that nigga. Like.
I tell you now
hard.
though, if it wasn't like that, we wouldn't be sitting here today.
Yeah, we wouldn't be doing this.
Exactly, you know what I mean?
Sadly,
So if I lived in Brisbane or whatever state, it wouldn't be the same. Like I wouldn't be here. So that's why I love Sydney. Sydney's a rat race that, like, it forces you to come out of your shell and be that guy.
But I feel like we set the trend for a lot of the other states.
We do,
We
bro.
do, like, it's always
Yeah,
We
been
set it for everything, like.
Yeah.
Music, we done it.
Fucking Melbourne's
But,
shit, bro.
As much as a head fuck the people are here,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
love it, bro. Sydney's
Yeah.
the best.
Hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, growing up here, Miller, Ashcroft, those are, bro, like,
There's
you
so
know
much
too.
fucking culture there, lad.
But you know too that growing up there, like, no one really knows about it.
Nah.
Back then, it's
Bro.
it's like a hidden place.
You
no
know
one
how
wants to go.
nice it is now, cuz, if you go back there?
Yeah, oh, with
Everything's,
us.
bro, all of it, like,
yeah?
it's all nice now.
Oh,
Bro, I was trying to, cuz I
Are you
went,
sure, brother?
compared
part
to
of Miller, lad?
compared to before, bro,
As soon as he said this, I goes, oh, yeah, you sure?
bro, fuck off.
Fuck.
Bro, compare it to before.
I want to feel like picture on the couch like scenes from Junkies. I just kept driving.
Nah, bro. Compare it to before, lad.
Yeah.
Compare it to before, bro. It was way worse
But,
before.
Yeah,
Because I was
was
trying to-
before?
Bro, I was trying to take, back when I was with my ex, lad, I was trying to take her through the area to show her. And she's like, fuck, it's not that bad. You were making it out like it was Harlem or something. I was
Yeah.
like, bro, I don't know what they did. They cleaned up some
Bro,
shit.
Miller's
Yeah.
had his time.
Nah,
bro.
it was it's got
fucking
to
way
certain
worse.
areas where you get deep into the flats.
yeah,
you get
yeah.
deep
Yeah,
into
of
the
course,
flats.
bro. The flats up near the barbershop.
Yeah, well, that's where we're like. That's where we're looking. So you know, Effie's.
Or Cartwright and that.
Yeah, you know Effie's.
Yeah.
That's where we were.
I
So
grew
in
up on
Effie's-
Armstrong Street, man, across from the school.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We're on Effie's, so we're there. Growing up there, lad, like, but you already know poverty is crazy, bro. Western Sydney is poverty is crazy, but also like, when you have like your mum, single parent who has to work 3-4 jobs, who's never home, and there's like, you're barely making enough, lad. You know what I mean? Sydney's fucked in a way where you're barely making enough. So when you grow up there, like, I got into a lot of crime, not because I wanted to.
Yeah.
It was more so just so we could survive, lad.
Yeah, I know.
Lad, I was doing, everything I've done was to make money, and then, bro, I'd done a job this one time. It was a neighbor, bro. Went through the house, looked at going through like their rooms, obviously grabbing their stuff, piggy banks. If you could find, little piggy banks in that, you racks it. Go back to my brother, here's lunch money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because we never had lunch. Lad, I'll tell you a funny story, lad. I used to go to school, and like, this is how to a T I had it, bro. I was a fucking thief, lad.
We both think, nigga.
But it was more so, like I said, it was more so to provide for me and my brother.
Yeah.
So I've
Bro,
always
you got
like,
any means, nigga.
Yeah, bro.
Fuck it,
This is
man.
to a
Cheese
T.
and bacon rolls from the
Yeah.
canteen. Everything.
I had a
Gatorade
whole,
balls.
bro, I had a whole routine, cuz. So what I'll do is, like, in the beginning of the year, there's always like every term, there's always something you got to pay for. And if it was a camp, everyone knew that the last day, that's when most of every cunt used to pay for.
Yeah.
So me and the boys used to run a scam. It was like, bros, Sully, we'll go hang out with this guy. Gee, have you paid for your thing yet? And we just used to ask everyone. And they're like, nah, but we're going to pay on the last day. Okay, boom. Note it down. Who's paying on the last day? Who's paying on the last day? Who's paying on the last day?
I already know where this is
Yeah,
going.
lad. So comes the last day. Yeah, I'll tell everyone, bro, are we all paying today? They're like, yeah, that's us. Yeah, fuck, we'll go pay at lunch, because it'll be recess and then lunch. So we'll go pay at lunch, so that way we can all go pay together. We'll go find everyone, go pay together. So what I'll do is I'll use recess, because that came first. So I said to them, we'll go at lunch, which is usually at like 12:30 or 1 o'clock. But recess is at like 10:30, 11. So I said, we'll go at lunch, but in recess, I'm going through everyone's bags, lad. Bro, we'll go play touch. Yeah, just put your bags to the pole. Everyone used to bring their bags to the pole, like going through everyone's bags. Bro, you go play a mad game in the corner down there. Go start up a touch game. Bro, all the boys love touch, like, you know what I mean?
Hey, Charizma, you're always gonna find your way to the
Nah,
the whole
always
way.
gonna make something out of something, bro. So they all start a touch game. Boom, going through the bag. Done. And it's always in the front pocket, lad. These cunts are stupid,
they're
man. You know what I mean?
kids, bro, you know what I mean?
Hey, lad,
This is gonna like a grown man. Like, kids. No one's gonna steal this.
There's gonna be your schoolmates that thinking,
Yeah,
fuck, that's what my fucking money.
yeah, lad. Bro, I used to get cunts crying at G. I used to get cunts crying at, and then like, bro, I used to end up with like $300-400, lad. Come lunch, bro, everyone's like, oh no, fuck. Yeah. Hey, pick this, lad, pick this. Gee, what happened? What happened? Bro, what the fuck? My money was here.
Oh, what a
I was
dog.
like, fuck, I swear. I'm gonna check on mine here too. Swear, someone took mine as well. Full running a scam, lad. Fuck, swear. Nah, fuck. Bro, acting angry all throughout the next couple of hours. And then I fucking go home. Yeah,
Cheeky, lad, don't worry, I got us.
yeah, bro, cheeky. Still live down at back shops, chips, barbecue sauce,
Fuck,
scallops,
they had the
everything.
best fucking potato scallops.
Yeah, bro, it's barbecue sauce,
Fucking
everyone.
gun,
Yeah.
As bad as that is, bro, you would have had some mad times with Cheeky. You know when you get that money, you're like, bro, like we can splurge. You know?
Yeah,
Go have some mad times, like proper food. And
yeah, but he never knew what I was doing too. So there was things like, I always tried to keep him out of it. Because I always knew, like, fuck, it was my job to, like, because I was the eldest, like, you know this too, that it's your, like, if something's gonna go, you have to do it, you know what I mean? You always take it upon yourself to be able to provide for your younger brother, so, like, when I was going through houses and
Bear
that,
the weight of everything.
yeah, so when I was going through houses and that, I would take the money, but also, like, it was just more so, like, fuck, this is our lunch for the week. We never got lunch, bro, I'll tell you now, our lunch was like, Fuck nothing, eh? I swear to God, it was nothing, bro.
Fucking hell.
So that's how I used to provide for my brother and that. And even like clocking back to, bro, I used to run like a scam on one of the girls too that I was seeing back then. I was like, oh, I need lunch. Oh, I need two of everything. She used to come to my house every day before school because I knew my mum was going to leave earlier as well. So you know as well when your mum's gone. But how many brothers and sisters you got?
I got one brother, one sister left.
Yeah, so you know, like, fuck, everything goes down at your house.
My sister used to go to a different school as well, so I was always my sister and my brother.
Yeah.
So I was always at the house by myself when.
Yeah.
And bro, oh fuck.
Yeah, I used to, bro.
What is your name, Demo?
Yeah. I used to get girls to come over all the time, but like I used to say, hey, fucking buy me lunch.
Yeah.
But I used to say, buy me 2 of each.
Ah,
Why
so
do you
you
need
get
2
one
of
for
each?
chicken, yeah,
I
for
was
your
just
brother.
give me 2 of each, and then when she pissed off after the bizzo and that, and then I'll go to my brother here. That's lunch.
Yeah.
You know, so.
Bro, I can relate to that so much, Cruz.
Get it how you live.
Yeah, bro.
Bro, because we, you know, with one of the stories with my son, bro, you know what I've done, bro, kindergarten, bro, because me and my brothers, we had fucking same sort of stories. You know what I mean, had fuck all in the household. So with him, I used to overpack for him. So like, I used to like I share with the boys. If the boys have got no lunch, you know what I mean? And then there was one time I got a call from the school. They go, mate, you got to come down. We got to have a meeting. I'm like, why? I rocked up and they're like, mate, your son's like sharing with the whole his whole classroom. He's giving them chewing gum. He's telling him, I go, what do you want? He goes, oh, can you get me this? And bro, I'm giving him lad, he's got 2 bags and he's rocking up to the school. I got to make sure you feed the boys. I feed your mates this and that.
You know what's crazy is I do the same thing with my son as well. I gave him he was like 8 years old, 7 years old, and I gave him $20. Okay, here, go buy it for the boys and that. $20. The school calls my missus and like, hey, he's got $20 on him. Why has he got so much? He's been coming with $20 every day. I was like, oh, fuck, it's just, you know, for his lunch. Oh, he doesn't need that much. He's buying everything for everyone. You know what I mean?
That was me in school, lad. That was me in school, lad. I used to buy for all the Islander boys. They used to look after me because I fed them, lad.
Yeah, well, there was another
Smart
Islander guy. Had to.
He's a businessman. He's a businessman.
That's all. Like, there was another island kid there too. He never used to get lunch, so I just say, yeah, take 20, 30, whatever, and you go buy for him as well. But yeah,
So
I understand that. I understand
it
that.
seems like your culture and your heritage, lad, it's all leading up to Run It Straight, eh? From your upbringing to everything, it kind of just all circles back.
Yeah, bro, it does, man. It's crazy, bro. Like when you look at it from like a deeper perspective, cousin, and you start looking back at why things happen, it all leads up to a moment. But even like
It happened the way it happened.
yeah, exactly. Like if I didn't go to hospital at that time, I wouldn't be here. If I didn't do all the wrong stuff I did when I was younger, or if I didn't miss out on opportunities in terms of self-sabotage, like you guys were talking about last week, in terms of that, then I wouldn't be able to be here in this position. And not just that, but like,
Hey, was that a big thing? Sorry to interrupt. Was that a big thing, the self-sabotage?
yeah, lad. Yeah, when I
Massive,
seen you talking about it, I was like, yeah, I was gonna say that too.
Yeah.
Because I've had heaps of opportunities where, like, even I was at my birthday. Like, this is one, bro. I was playing for Mounties one day, and I had one of my coach. He ended up calling me, saying that I had a trial for Canberra Raiders for 20s back then. I had a trial for Canberra Raiders for 20s back then, and this is when I had my son, but I was still partying with the boys. And I was always doing dumb shit, like, you know, just doing heaps of dumb shit. And then I peeped. Once it got closer and closer to the day, I used to talk myself out of it. Like, nah, you're not gonna make it, bro. You're not gonna make it.
Don't even bother, eh?
Yeah, don't even fucking go. Like, you don't even deserve to be there, cunt. Fucking.
Happens
There's
to
so
the
many.
best of us,
Yeah, exactly. Self-sabotage in those ways, but all the other things that I used to do, where like there'd be honestly like heaps of mad moves I could have made, but because I said to myself, like, nah, you don't deserve it, cunt. You know what I mean?
Do you reckon that was one of the main mental struggles growing up?
Yeah, because it's saying when this goes back to not having a dad too.
I was about to say.
When you have your son, now you know that you speak confidence and life into him.
100%,
But in saying that too, when you see him walk around in school and the way you see him walk around the house, my oldest son, they're like, this is a funny story about like the confidence that I've instilled in my son, and it's maybe I don't know, but like we had to run it straight, and I said, fuck, I think Tai Tuivasa is gonna be there. You might see him. This is what he said to me. He goes, he might see me.
The confidence on the man.
Fucking hell, this bloke.
He's his father's son.
Because he might see me. I was like, fucking hell, this bloke. But you know what I mean? Like not having a father in the house, you could tell the difference between like the confidence. Because I never,
Especially
like,
an abusive one.
yeah, like I think
Sorry to cut you off. Does that trigger you, but? bro, because with me, like, bro, I'll end up having a moment of that because it's like,
Yeah.
fuck, that's what I missed out on.
Yeah.
That's what I just needed that. Bro.
Yeah. No, you know why? You know how it says, does it trigger you? No,
Yeah.
it makes me happy.
Yeah.
Because if I didn't get, or if I got all that stuff,
Yeah.
maybe my
You
son
would-
didn't get
yeah,
that stuff. You know what I mean?
yeah,
So
that's
like we
mad.
said, everything it leads up to another
For a
point.
reason.
But if I didn't get that, like if I had to work for if I didn't work for everything that I am now, and in terms of instilling my own confidence, will I be able to instill the same confidence into my son?
Yeah,
Probably
that's-
not.
That's
You know
gold,
what I
bro.
mean?
That's
So,
gold, bro. I reckon the most trauma are the most blessed, bro.
Yeah.
100.
And it takes the
100%.
strongest person
Yeah.
to break the cycle as well.
So as
Yeah.
long as you deal with
There
it, bro.
always has to be
Yeah.
one
You know what I
person
mean?
in the family, that black sheep, that has to break the cycle for everyone.
Yeah, 100%. But
But the
it's
confidence
hard.
on the man,
Yeah.
But that's hectic, bro.
Yeah.
That's hilarious. Like, I
Yeah,
would have had a
it's
laugh.
crazy, yeah.
I would've
Yeah.
been like, all right, bro.
yeah, I sort of,
Be a
yeah.
mad real life.
If I had that, yeah. No, that's the one thing where I'm like, fuck, this is what having a dad is. Because I think if we went, like, us going through the same thing, like you said, and you went through the same thing, like your dad was there, but he wasn't around, like you were
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
You start looking for, what's it called? Acceptance and replacing it with other things that you're doing. So you'd fucking do something hectic and it'll be the stupidest shit that you could have done, but because the boys were like, yeah, that's fucking right. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I'm the man.
Instant gratification.
Yeah, you're looking at, and your father gives that to you,
Yeah.
and that's the one thing that I
You're
know.
only meant to get it from him.
Yeah, exactly.
But then you
But
start
for
looking
me,
for
He's
it.
he's the only one who can give it to you proper. So when you don't get that, you start looking for it in other places, and that's what leads you down a dark path and all that stuff. But once you
100.
clean it all up,
Hard.
then like we said, we give it to our kids. I think that's when you look at that, when you were saying the trigger stuff, that to me that makes me the most happiest because now I've done my job properly.
Yeah.
Like for me, it always leads me back to that book you fucking haven't read yet. It's called Still Like an Artist.
Yeah,
lad.
yeah.
And there's a quote in that book. It says, "We find our fathers on the streets and in the canvas and in the music and the paintings."
Yeah,
And it leads back all to the way the rap culture influences everything as well.
yeah, 100%.
Because think about it, a lot of people turn to crime from that shit, from the music, for what they're saying. in that.
Yeah,
So having a dad there whip you into shape, lad.
That's
But not having a dad, you take that and you carry with it.
yeah. And everything you just give to your son, like you'd understand too. You just give to your kids, bro. So like even now, my daughter, because it's the first time, like I've never had a sister.
Yeah.
Like I've got half brothers and sisters, and when we lead into that, those are my dad's kids. But like, bro, I used to hate them growing up.
No way.
Yeah. Oh, no, I loved them growing up. I used to like full fiend them because my dad used to hang around them all the time.
They
They got all the love, you know what I mean? But
That's rough.
hanging out with my brother like not long ago, and I wasn't till then. Like my brother Darren, shout out to Daz, like I really showed like fuck man, I love this guy now. And it's just the connection that you had with him. Like, gee, I only saw him for not even 24 hours. I wouldn't say hate, but it was like this thing in the back of my mind was like, fuck, these cunts got everything, you know what I mean? And then,
because he was present in their lives.
but then he was telling me the stories of like what he was like in their lives, and then I was like, oh, maybe it was, you know.
You didn't miss that.
Yeah.
It's not hate, lad. It's envy.
Yeah, envy, exactly. That's the word I was looking for. I used to envy them because I was just like, bro, these guys got to hang out with him all the time. These guys got to be in their lives, whether it was good or bad. Like that was what you wanted the most as a kid that didn't have one, you know.
But imagine how weird it would be if the kid was 4 and you're 23, lad.
Yeah.
That's how I like.
Oh, is that how young you're?
Yeah, lad. You're like 4, 5-ish.
Yeah,
And it's the weirdest feeling, lad. You're envious of a 5-year-old.
yeah,
It doesn't make any sense, lad.
yeah, 100%. That's what happened to mine. But then I was like, yeah, nah, we caught up, and bro, like within 24 hours, lad. Yeah, that's my brother. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you come from the same seed.
Yeah,
You know, in New Zealand, they use first generation there. You usually be first generation here, right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
you would have to start from scratch here.
yeah,
Just
yeah.
had everything in New Zealand.
Yeah, we had like my grandparents, my aunties, my uncles, they're all over there. I've got like my dad's side, but I always, I don't know, you know when like you have this black sheep mentality and you just like, fuck, these guys are looking at me different. But really it's not, it's just your mindset, you know?
Really?
But yeah, because my dad was fucking, he was one of those guys too.
Would you say it's just your own mindset?
Yeah,
You don't think
sort
the
of.
black sheep thing is actually a thing?
No, the way that I used to
Nah, these
like
days,
pull myself out of like family events because of it.
Okay, yeah, different.
Because my dad.
I can relate this shit.
Yeah, exactly. But they're not thinking it. I'm just saying, nah, they're gonna look at me different, so I'm not gonna go.
yeah.
But really, they're not. It's just because you haven't been around. They're looking at you like, oh, fuck, he's here. You know what I
I think everyone there's.
mean? Yeah. So.
Bro, it hit me the other day. My grandfather came up to me. He goes, "Bro, I haven't seen you in 3 months." I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck? He goes, I haven't got long left, cuz, like, you know, come see me. I was like, fuck,
Crazy,
bro. Because we're always working, lads.
Yeah,
I work fucking stupid hours, he works stupid hours. We're all fucking, you know.
But my grandparents, they live in New Zealand, so my grandpa passed away. Both my grandpas passed away, but both my grandmas are still alive. And that's when you said that hits home too, because it's like, fuck, I haven't been back in like 4 years to go see them.
Yeah.
All of your family over there or here?
Most of the ones that I grew up with over there.
Yeah.
The ones like I got to meet over here.
You seem like you don't mix with any of your family here.
Here? Yeah. Oh, no, we were talking about, bro, I just do my own thing, eh? Yeah. Like I was saying, I don't like to be anywhere, but from like, if I go anywhere, it's either with my brother or with my family.
Yeah,
People think because of the persona online that we like. People come up to us and I hate it. I don't like it. I don't hate the people. I don't hate the people.
Yeah.
Just the attention.
Yeah. I get anxiety, bro.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, because I'm at home so much. I spend a lot of time at home working, because I got my own like office at home. So because I spend a lot of time at home, when I go out, it takes a lot of energy. Once that social battery's gone.
Yeah. Social battery's a killer, lad. It's a killer, lad.
Yeah, mine goes quick.
Different person,
You've got 3-4 hours. Hey, hurry the fuck up and get over there, guys. Yeah. It's ticking, lad. You gotta hurry up. So.
Mine takes like a week to get back as well, lad.
Bro.
It's a week of recovery.
Like, run it straight.
Has your social battery ever been depleted on camera?
Lad, where we fucking...
Hurry the fuck up, I want to go home.
Lad, mind you, we walked into Mountie. We'll get into the Mountie show. So we walked into Mountie, bro, and like I got there and there was about a couple hundred people, but I knew it was going to be big. I expected 1,000. I knew that going in there because the community's so it's just it's a tight knit community, and the love that they have for each other, you know, it's crazy. So when we go in there, lad, I'm starting to do all the other stuff, and I'm giving out tickets, raffle tickets, because we did a audience giveaway as well. So giving out tickets, doing the other stuff, busy working. Look up, holy fuck, 5,000 people, lad. Kids are screaming, run it straight.
That's crazy,
bro. I look up and I'm, what the fuck? So when I get in there, and because we've created it in a way where like everyone can be in the circle, so it can be like it's like you're there in that moment.
Hey, you know, the self-sabotage side was like, oh, no one's gonna come, no one's gonna.
Yeah. I always do that. Yeah, I always do that.
I remember I was talking to you about it, and you were telling me you were a bit nervous. I think you were nervous before.
Yeah, I was, bro. Like I said, I wouldn't talk to my family. 2 weeks. If I'm locked in and I'm nervous about something, I'm just fucking going. Yeah, no, this has got to be right. This got to be right to a T. Everything's got to be right to a T. So
I was nervous for you also, but when I seen the video, I was like,
When I seen it, bro, that was happy. Like I said, everything went wrong, bro, and that video blew up, lad. Like, that's the worst video. If I watch it back, I cringe, cuz.
So everything went wrong.
Everything went wrong, like, it wasn't until fucking Felix, the double champ. Bro. But I wasn't, I even seen him. Bro, he came to the Mountie show and he was fiending. I gave him $500.
You should have let him unleash him, lad.
Yeah, but I might unleash him in Campbelltown.
Hey, shout out to Felix, he's a good kid, bro.
Fuck, lad.
I spied him at Huss's. Strong boy, lad.
He took it off, lad. So, bro, so mind you, that episode is fucking, like, it's cringe now that I watch it. It was crazy with, like, back then, because it's never been seen. Yeah. But when I watch it, everything went wrong. That's our most watched video right now.
Yeah. I was hoping I see him in the Mountie one.
Yeah, he was itching, lad.
Him against Miles.
Yeah. Well, this one,
Battle of the Champions, or
heavyweights come here. So the heavyweights drop this Sunday, and that'll be. And I still think he has a. He's still my champ.
Miles should have been in heavyweight.
Yeah.
Did you see one of the ones where he just stopped the guy in his tracks? He looked like the guy was.
And he was like, ooh.
Lad, this guy was pretty big as well. He ran over the guy before.
Yeah.
And Miles stopped him in his. I think he had the bun.
Yeah.
Bang! Just.
He was strong.
The ball fell out.
He was strong. He was strong as. I was just unlucky that he got pieced up with Miles.
Yeah.
But yeah, Felix has blown up, lad. Like when we got to the Marylands, that was a big one, and that video of him just went viral, lad. Of him whacking that young kid. He was only 18 or 19 at the time.
Do you find yourself micromanaging everything?
Yeah, I'm like that. Everything has to be proper.
I'm the exact same, lad. Stop. Trust me, stop.
But even, you know, like if I give the thing is too, if I give someone a job and they don't do it properly, like they'll never do it to how you wanted it.
Yeah,
Bro,
so
I
you
know
better just do it
exactly how
yourself.
you feel,
Yeah.
lad. Running this shit,
Yeah.
bro. You just gotta let go of it.
Yeah.
lad. It's
So-
the worst thing, lad. It'll just pull you down.
When we got to Manio and I seen those 4,000 or 5,000 people, lad, cars like. Like I said, social battery, but
Gone.
it was gone in 10, it was gone in 10 minutes. Because
It's funny, it's funny you say that. The social battery really does go quick because I get annoyed easy.
yeah,
That's when the battery's just dead.
Yeah.
yeah, but it's
Someone will just move and go,
Mood swings.
yeah, it's like freaking annoying.
You want to run the show?
Yeah, but the kids there, they were going crazy. If you were there, like there's a video of me saying, bro, I can't fucking hear myself. And I couldn't talk, I couldn't talk over like the kids. The kids were going crazy. The crowd was going, yeah. Bro, I was like, fuck.
Man, overwhelming,
Yeah,
huh?
bro, that's when I really,
That's one thing about Mandrel you can always count on. The community stick together
Yeah,
and
lad.
come out. Bro.
that's why we're going to go
feel
back
like
for a
that.
massive show. I just got to piece up the show together and then,
Because
Yeah,
we
it's
grew
gonna be
up,
big.
because we ended up moving and my dad was a pastor at the church there
Yeah.
in Popondela in Edmonton. And they've been the same since back then.
yeah. But and saying that makes me sad for Campbelltown. Because I'm from like southwestern
No,
Sydney.
but next time you go there, I reckon they'll show up.
Yeah, I think they'll show up, but like I want the same thing for for Campbelltown.
For
you
the
know?
area, for the
They
area. 'Cause I
deserve it.
Like they're
Like,
close
yeah,
to Mandurah, but they're tight knit as well.
yeah, they're a
feel.
big community, big
Because they're
island
on the ends
community.
of each line. There's Campbelltown and Mandrel and others.
Yeah, but Campbelltown's like the same, bro. If you walk in, if you close your eyes,
Yeah, I've seen
yeah.
the difference.
If
I've
you-
gone to Bidwell and then gone to Campbelltown.
Yeah,
They're
but if
very
you
similar.
close your eyes and you go into like let's say Claymore and Bidwell,
Yeah.
you don't really notice the difference.
You don't know what you
Like
want.
yeah,
Exactly
if I
the
just
same,
planted you here and I said where are we right now,
Yeah.
you wouldn't understand
All
the
the same,
difference.
yeah,
It's the
yeah.
same, you know what I mean? So I want them to have something as well, and I've always thought about doing something, but well, maybe when we get the funds to be able to do something, because I want to do something big where like. With kids with like they don't really have lunch, you know, something like that, or
Yeah,
some
yeah.
community
Yeah.
stuff.
There's
You know?
actually some stuff we're going to do in winter.
Yeah. So that's something
Charity,
we're looking
like
at.
charity stuff for kids and stuff.
Yeah, well, that's something I want to look at too. Once we get
Homeless,
some
all
funds and
kind
that.
of stuff.
Yeah, and some partnerships.
Trying to put back into the community, huh?
Yeah, just for bro, like
Has to happen, bro.
yeah,
Someone's
lunch.
got to do it.
A kid without lunch,
No
bro.
one else is
fuck.
doing it unless they're trying to film content for them.
Hard.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah,
No
Honest,
one's
bro,
really
you-
genuinely doing
You'll
it.
never catch us filming nothing.
And
like
that's
Yeah.
the real,
Ever.
and that's the real shit, bro. That I was talking about before. You know what I mean? Like, but no one's doing that. And if they're doing it, like they're doing it for likes and
for
that.
views and shit.
You know what I mean?
yeah. So
Hard,
I want something to start for Campbelltown and Liverpool, but yeah, at the moment it's just like it's split. It's always been split though. I mean, when I was there as a youngin, like there's a couple areas that are just beefing with each other, you know.
Yeah.
So, but it just needs that one person to be able to do the community stuff and bring everyone together. So.
I feel like you'll be able to do it, lad.
Yeah, I want to in terms of like for the kids, like I said, for people with no lunches and stuff like that. But that's got to come in time. Like when I have time to do that. Right now we're on a fucking blaze, guys.
Yeah.
Hey, Charizma. 2 people, lads. Any from past, present, for running straight, lad. If you could see 2 people that could run straight at each other, my 2, I'll give you my 2. Do you remember Polyacina?
Yeah,
Him and Brian Lima.
yeah. That's
Brian Lima's a killer. Like.
Yeah.
he's a
lad.
killer lad,
That'd be a mad matchup. Who you got, lad? Who's the 2 that you would like to see?
bro. This is for like, bro. I want to see Sonny Bill go against someone, eh?
Yeah.
Bro, Sonny Bill,
never
like
really seen anyone
he was
take
the
him.
guy that. He was the reason why cunts was shouldering charging him, bro.
Sonny Bill.
Yeah, bro, you know what I mean?
Remember
Like,
Mr.
boom,
Soda, yeah.
fucking Sonny Bill, lad. Him and I know it's an uneven match in terms of like height and weight class, but Steve Maddie, bro.
Adelaide.
Oh, he can't.
Fucking put cunts twice his size.
Steve Madden's the doggies.
Nah, Manly.
Manly.
He's the one with the braids, lad.
Oh,
The
Madden.
center, yeah, he was a killer, bro. He was one where I was like,
Retired, eh?
yeah, he's retired now.
Yeah.
But when he whacked George Burgess and
Yeah,
he
I've
went
seen a few of his
after
pictures.
Sam, yeah,
Adelaide. I was thinking, how the fuck do you do that? That
Yeah.
size, lad.
that he whacked 3 people in that one game.
Yeah.
And then the other guy, and he looked up and said,
Not taking balls,
bro. You start feeling it in your chest. That's why I'm not the host, brother. You don't see me doing that shit. That's why shout out to Rodney. And
Would you ever jump in one?
I almost did, bro.
No way.
Oh, fuck.
Don't do it, like.
Nah, because for me, like, I'll do it for the likes and clicks,
Like,
you know?
oh, you mean the challenge?
Yeah.
If someone gets you, like, they're gonna.
But damn, imagine if someone gets me and that episode goes, lad.
Yeah, hard.
That episode's gonna go because this cunt thinks he can do this and that. Fucking, he's getting our people to run at each other. You know, 1, 2, 3.
Let's see him do it.
Yeah. So if I did it and I got whacked, lad, that'll be because I even said it to my brother. I said, if I get whacked, bro, I can see the money. I don't even care, lad. My ego,
when
the
you think
ego,
about
lad.
That's the mentality
Put that
if
aside.
you're gonna have content.
Hard.
Do content.
Yeah.
You just no fucks given.
Yeah, you gotta have the good and the bad with it. So
Yeah.
I'm still finding that side, bro.
yeah, we were. I was going out with this one guy. Fuck, I forgot his name. Shout out to. I think they call him Tiger. Shout out to Tiger. We put. I did like a reaction to his video and. He took it the wrong way. Anyways, we're going back and forth, and then he messaged me later. He's like, Sully, so I took it the wrong way. I said, Sully, I was actually praising you. Yeah. You know what I mean? But you're a mad cunt for, apologize. Because it takes a real man to say,
100%.
like, also, I was wrong, you know? You know what they say? It's better to admit you walked through the wrong door, to admit you're, to be in the wrong room your whole life, lad. You know what I'm saying? That's a real man.
Bro, gems, nigga. I feel like he's a professional shit stirrer, lad. Like, he said something about your mum. Oh, he said something about yours, and then you just get it to guys, we've got a fucking.
Bro, it turned into a big thing, bro. Everyone was messaging me. I was like, bro, like, I don't care if I get whacked, I get whacked like that. Like I said, I see the money signs in it, bro.
Yeah.
But we had a mad conversation. We're going back and forth, like voice messages, everything. But yeah, shout out to Tiger, lad.
But I reckon this is our version of street beefs.
Yeah.
100%, because we can't do that here.
Yeah, we can't. Pretty sure it's illegal.
Bro, I've been watching it for ages, street beefs, from back in the day when they were in the backyard, lad.
Kimbo with that.
Yeah.
Well, if you're thinking in a way, like, it could settle beef, lad, you know?
It has to, lad.
Yeah, but
I reckon-
also, this is the one story I've been saving for this show, lad.
No way.
Tell us, lad.
Tell us.
Exclusive.
Run the movie.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
So this is, I'll tell you now. So my missus got family friends and that. Anyways, she this run astray thing has been going viral, lad. So anyways, their son goes to school. I forgot, in the primary school. I think he's only like 7 or 8 years old. Anyways, he got called up to the principal's office and they had to call their parents in to come into the school. They thought he got in trouble, lad. They thought he was fighting with something. When you get called into the school, especially when your kids, it's your kids in their office, they're like, okay, boom. So the family friends, they went into the school and went into the office. Then they were like, oh, to the principal, what's wrong? What's happening? They said, it's nothing too bad. What happened was your son and a couple other kids were running it straight at each other, lad, and they were doing Tonga versus Samoa. And they had a whole crowd on the fucking lunch field, lad, like just in the field.
Like
That's how crazy it is. 7, 8 year old, bro, running straight at each other. But then again, like, if you think about it, like,
Who hosted it, your son?
no, bro, fuck, lad, crazy.
Hosted it like
lad.
his dad, lad.
You know what's funny, bro? To go viral is one thing, but to start a fucking movement,
Movement, lad. Yeah, badly.
Going crazy, bro.
Bro, I reckon you could settle the stupid postcode beefs with that shit, bro.
Yeah.
You're really good.
100%.
If someone had the time to pull into that, but no one fucks to.
Everyone's got to agree, though. That's the problem.
That's the problem, man.
It's always going to be one side that says no.
like, yeah, come here.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Someone's running with a blade, you know.
Yeah,
More people
100%. Or
should-
elbow or something, you know?
As soon as his head goes down, pull it up.
Yeah.
Fuck.
100%.
It's a movement, lad. That's crazy.
Yeah, it's
Especially
blown
for the
up.
younger
Cunts copying
generation.
this shit.
Yeah, nah, he's...
We're gonna talk about that.
Nah. He's bro, like, at first, lad, like, I was fucking...
Before you continue, lad, what's his name? That's Alpha Salamona we're talking about, the fully flat.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know, but...
That's what you need to know.
I ain't watching that shit, nigga.
All I know is we're in a straight 24, baby. That's it.
I watched because it kept popping up on my Instagram, and I looked at it. It looked a bit too professional.
Yeah.
Like, you know, with yours, it's community
raw,
based,
yeah.
and you can feel a lot of culture.
It's
in
like,
it.
like, bro, you know what? The one thing I said too is like, if I get caught in this shit, then I'm not making the right moves for myself, lad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So
100.
at first, like, I was fucking fuming, and not just that.
You would be.
Like,
Yeah.
because it had to be an NRL player, lad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I was fuming. I was like, fuck, lad. We got to go against him and then another organisation, their sponsors and stuff too. Because at the minute, it's just me, bro. But I had to peep it, lad, and I was just like, the way I looked at it as well, like I said, I always like to play devil's advocate on everything.
Yeah.
He's just looking for a way to feed his family after footy.
Yeah.
Because we know what happens when footy
the base,
finishes,
yeah,
it's hard for himself. So I had to keep it that way and just be like, okay, he's just trying to feed his family, but also I've got to make sure I'm on point to do my thing, and because this is my dream, you know?
Yeah.
But he's looking at, I think they're going one way with it, and my one's always been the media side and the content side, and that's the side that I love, like YouTube. That's the side that I want to take over.
Like I reckon he would have felt a bit entitled as a footy player too.
Yeah, because bro, he's a beast, lad. Like he's
Big boy.
Yeah, he's like in terms of making the best runs, and he's a beast, lad. Like I even said, if I'm gonna be honest, lad, like, bro, I got no hate towards the guy. I even wanted him to, like, because I go for the Tigers.
Yeah.
So at one point when there was rumors going around, I wanted him to come play for the Tigers and that.
You know,
I still want him to go play for Samoa. You know what I mean?
You know, it'd be hectic down the line, bro. Battle of the Champions.
Yeah, that'll be good. Yeah,
Every weight class.
yeah.
Nah,
that'll be good.
gangster idea.
Yeah.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah, like,
That'd
but
be crazy.
with that as in, like I said, I had
That
to play.
collab, I think that collab would be massive.
Yeah, it would
Huge,
be.
lad.
You combine the
Because
audiences.
it's like the NRL street.
Yeah. Well, like I said,
we got some talent out in the suburbs. With
oh yeah,
neighborhoods,
Sydney.
everything. Yeah.
I don't reckon. I don't think anyone beats us. To be honest, that's just me
Same,
being
yeah,
honest.
it's exactly the same as Jay. A lot of talented footy players in there.
Yeah, I don't think anyone beats us.
But I can honestly see Charizma, man, doing like going to Hawaii,
That's the plan, bro.
going
Yeah,
to Samoa, like doing it there. I can honestly see that, bro.
that's the plan. Like,
God willing, bro. You
yeah,
know what I mean? Grind it out.
I wanted to go New Zealand early. I did. That was one of the plans that we had.
Yeah.
But I was like, I can't go New Zealand yet because how can I go to New Zealand if I haven't taken over my backyard?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? How can I go there and then
100,
come
bro,
back?
cross
I've
the
got to
water,
take over. Yeah. Before I go anywhere and take over, I've got to make sure the backyard's done and done proper. Sydney, Brizzy, I'll go Melbourne, I don't know when. And then I'll go over and make the trip. And then after that, yeah, we got heaps of shit lined
Melbourne
up.
as well?
Global.
Melbourne Melbourne's going to be massive, right?
Yeah, Melbourne will be
There's a
massive.
big community out there, man.
Yeah, they are. They're waiting for us too.
Everyone.
They're waiting for us too. There's been a lot of talk because his one's in Melbourne, and they've been doing well. Their last show popped off too. So yeah, they're doing their own thing on their side. But like I said, we're two different. Looking at what they're doing and what we're doing, like we're very different in terms of how we're gonna run our stuff.
Yeah.
Ours more for like media content type shit.
Yeah, and I can see your personality within what you do.
Yeah.
Him, I feel like it's too etched up, bro.
No hating,
Not to hate on
towards
him,
it, but it feels like you're watching the NRL game, man.
Yeah, his one's.
Yours,
But you know what? In
for the
saying that
boys,
too, that was the plan. Like the plan for me was to do that after we travel the world.
After England, yeah,
After we travel the world, we come back and then we make it a league, and then we start taking the league everywhere. But he's gone that way, so I was like, fuck, okay. We'll just go with the initial idea of, okay, we'll take this to Australia, New Zealand, travel the world, come back, and then we'll piece it up and see what's next. But this has taken off. But this wasn't the only idea I have. Like, but I'm telling you now, if all things go to shit, lad, and I know I won't, and we're gonna do well. I've got heaps of fucking ideas that we're gonna do. Like,
Same.
I've got 2-3 big shows that I'm gonna maybe introduce slowly throughout the year.
Yeah.
Where like. It was meant to just be a YouTube takeover. Yeah. We're taking over YouTube now in terms of running straight, but I've got other things that I've got lined up.
Hey, we got heaps of ideas as well, but it's just trying to implement it into the schedule, bro.
It takes so much time, you know what I mean?
We've got so many things.
Hard, but people should just see a glimpse of it, eh?
Yeah, I know.
There's so much energy and effort that goes behind all this shit, bro.
Well,
hard.
that's the thing. That's the one thing that we have. I think is energy.
I love the energy.
Yeah,
That's the main thing that captures you. Like.
Exactly.
You know, when the crowd goes off, you that iconic.
Yeah. When, bro, we did like we had 20 or 15 cunts of the first one, and we still had a little bit. I was still nervous. My brother was going off. We went off a little bit, but the second show, that's when we
breaks the ice. Eh?
Yeah, the second show was when we learned from the first one. If you look at every show, we've just gone better and better. Yeah. So the second one we let loose. I had to take that down, obviously for copyright.
Music up, babe.
Yeah. Oh, and there was a clip of Nick Minute. So I didn't know you could trademark that shit, G.
They trademarked it straight away.
Yeah, I didn't know you could do that. But anyways, they trademarked it, so I was just like, fuck it, take it down. Because we fucked up with the audio as well. The audio wasn't crisp and that, so I took it down, I ripped it, and then we went into the third one. The third one, we were like, we had all little kids, families. That was the one we did for the fundraiser we did for the Raptors to go overseas and do for Japan. So that was a big one that we did, and then and the energy, we just kept it the 100, no matter what, like whether there's 20 cunts or 100 or thousands or whatever, you got to keep the energy. So that way everyone knows around you that what we're expecting.
Yeah, 100.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like what's it called? It's like lighting a fucking blaze, you know what I mean? You turn it on fire.
It's funny you say that because your energy stayed the same every single one.
Yeah.
He never
And
changed.
it's hard to do that when there's no one around.
Yeah.
Happens to there?
I feel like your things by the boys for the boys, lad.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what makes everyone love it so much.
Yeah.
It's cool to have like a legit league and all that, but this is kind of like gonna change lives, lad.
Yeah. Well, bro, like Felix is taking fucking $8,000, and I think if he does win the next one, bro, he's going.
Didn't he play? Didn't he? Wasn't he? Someone was saying in the comment section that he Harold Maths,
Bro, he was.
SG boy, like he.
Lad,
The only
that's
thing he didn't. The only
that's
thing.
the one thing that I love doing this stuff is the stories that I get to hear.
Yeah.
You know,
Everyone's got a story, lad.
I didn't know Felix before this.
I heard he had a promising career.
He did, lad. And we'll probably bring it up. We'll do an interview with him for running straight and stuff like that. But he was in New South Wales Cup. Him and his brother Gerardo.
Yeah.
They were doing New South Wales Cup, and then I think, like this is just whispers. I don't know too much. Something happened in their family, and then it just
That was,
things just happened.
that was around the same time I seen him.
Yeah.
Around that time, yeah.
So I think that's the
Good
stories
boys,
that I'm
those
hearing.
boys,
But
man.
he's a sitcom, bro. He's like you seen in one of the
Very
shows.
humble.
He gave away money, like he gave 500 or 1,000 or whatever. All the boys just giving away money. So that's what it's about
what
at
it's
the end of the
about,
day,
lad.
lad. You
I
know what
love
I
that
mean?
shit, bro.
Like that's how I know this cunt's full humble, but fuck, lad, you
Bring him
stand
on
in front
the
of him,
next
lad. So like, fuck, bro, he's a scary cunt, lad. He's a scary cunt, bro, because the way his demeanor is, like when you talk to him, he's smiling, but his demeanor is just like this.
Yeah,
Nah, you know what I mean? Yeah, he's got that, eh?
he's got that.
He's got that killer, bro. So that's what people love about him. The audience loves him. They always ask for him. They want to see him again. So we might unleash him in Campbelltown. Yeah, we might unleash him in Campbelltown.
Hey, me and my brother always talk about this, bro. Would you ever have an NRL player on, but just cover him up?
I could. I always thought about it, but I think it doesn't. This was more so for people to make money as well, you know.
Oh, yeah, true.
Because most likely they're gonna win.
Yeah.
And if they do get whacked, that'll be funny. Then you unmask the
That's
cunt.
what I'm thinking. Like, bro, you just put a hit on.
Yeah,
See if
you
they'll
know
get
what I mean?
whacked, obviously they'll hand the money to the runner-up.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If that happens, fuck it, I'll do it. Yeah, 100%.
Is there not a skill difference or?
Nah, you just run them straight.
Or heart baller.
Yeah, lad.
Oh,
Like,
dick and balls, bro.
yeah.
It all falls down to whose body's condition better.
Yeah, I was talking to one of the boys that was on one of the other shows, and we were saying, he was like, bro, like, people don't understand. This is like when you go into boxing and you're literally staring the cunt right in the eyes, lad.
Yeah.
And it's you and him.
the same.
Whoever's fucking coming out on top, lad. You know what I mean? But it's for one fucking hit.
Yeah.
He's like, fuck, lad, that's how it felt to me. It felt like it was a boxing match. And I was just fucking me or him.
Hard.
And I was like, fuck, yeah, the way when you explain it like that, fuck, lucky I'm a host. But like,
Bro, it looks painful, some of that shit, but when I look, I'm like, oh.
yeah, lad.
Some of them, you feel it. You can feel it in the floor, eh?
Yeah, you can hear it too. And
What's his name? Your co-host, lad?
which one?
Your co-host, the one that sometimes is on.
Rodney.
Yeah, Rodney. Fuck, he had his legs in the air, right?
Cars, but
Bruh.
he would have won, bro. This is what pissed me off,
Is he
lad.
from that area or is he from down here?
He's from Macfields,
From Macfields?
but he, I think he grew up in Macfields, Campbelltown area, and then he ended up moving out those ways to like Marrickville or Bankstown area now.
Yeah.
So I think they're in Bankstown now, but yeah, he grew up in Macarthur and Campbelltown ways.
When I seen him flying in the air, I was thinking, bro.
What do you want, a train?
Yeah, that's the thing. He was there, but he told me. So
like a muck, eh?
shout out to fucking Rodney. He told me, he's like, also, I'm gonna jump on, but I'm just gonna be there to hype cunts up. That's all I'm gonna do.
Yeah, man, he sure did his job, lad.
Yeah, when I said to him,
But he's like that. He's worked well together.
I said to him, Zola, you could have won. He could have won, but he was mucking around. He was flying, and if he had just done his normal whack, oh lad, I think he goes to the end.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Because I remember playing, like,
The stories on him too.
yeah,
eh?
bro, because they went to Westwood, so I used to see a lot of him and Farini. And bro,
Oh, did you know him?
I don't know him personally, but I played. I think it was a Hopper Cup. There's one cup I played with him, and bro, his brother was fucking whacking cunts. I'm like, who the fuck is this guy?
Yeah.
He reminded me like of that Bloodsport guy.
Which one? Charlie?
Yeah, Chung Lee.
Yeah.
Oh, the brother? Yeah.
Well, they were
Leave the lion in the cage. The one that said that.
yeah. There were, you know, there was word going around about him saying, "Oh, Salih, you should get him to do it. You should get him to do it." The stories I was hearing about him, and I was like, "Nah, we'll just leave it like that." And then he put his hand up,
Yeah.
and I was gonna stop him, and I was like, "Nah, fuck it. It's gonna look good. It's gonna look good." He went on, bros. He turned that into a fucking movie, bro. He turned that into a movie.
When I seen him line up, I'm going, bro, he's gonna flatten this.
Yeah, I think everyone was cheering for him as well.
That was one of the viral moments, bro.
Yeah, you're gonna see it so it comes out this Sunday.
Yeah.
And his missus was in the crowd, his whole family. Bro, when he put on that whack, I went to his missus and his son. I was like, yeah, fuck you, fucking fuck.
That's a proper run,
Like,
Yeah.
savage, bro.
It's been good, man. So we're just
come a
growing
long
together,
way,
and it's
man.
been a crazy journey, lad.
Right, and especially having like those social media guys, man, like that Chris. A
Yeah.
few of the other boys there, I'm like, fuck, man, this is like a.
But you
big
know, it's crazy
personality.
to me. Yeah, it's crazy to me because, like, for me, I spent a couple of years with them online,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I didn't really think too much
Taking
of
the
it.
piss,
To me, it's just bringing my boys on, you know what I mean?
You
And
see the way the world receives it, man.
yeah, when everyone was receiving it, bro, Chris came to, shout out to Chris Keo.
Shout out to Chris.
When he came to Mountie and he flew down, because we were doing a wedding, he came down to Mountie, solely. The love, he was going to do photo. And he was like, man, I didn't think I was going to be like this over here. I said, I think because you never come down to Sydney. But man, like he received heaps. And then I was like, everyone was like, man, Chris was on there. But to me, that's normal because that's the Uso, you know? So there's heaps of the personalities that were there. Ty was there, 1-4 was there.
Fuck, man, epic, huh?
Yeah, crazy personalities there, bro.
That's a big achievement, bro.
Yeah.
Like you can look back on that in 30, 40 years and be like, fucking, I did that, lad. This is where we started.
Yeah, 100%.
Bro.
And like I said, bro, you know, listen, everything's is golden right now, you know, but like I never do a deep, I never dive too much into it because I know, like, if all this goes away, you know, bro, God's just giving me everything, bro, you know, like,
Heck.
where I was from, you know, from the complete bottom to be able to pray for moments like this. I know it gets busy and I get frustrated and shit like that, but I always give thanks to God because, bro, like,
Always.
yeah, bro, to be able to do this with my life, and you always understand that he puts you in situations to be able to, like, it's always like, it's like chess. He puts you here so you can move the way you need to move. So I'm not saying he did that, but I'm saying, like, everything I went through is
Conditioning.
yeah, it's conditioning for the moments that I've still got to come. And there's times where I get stressed, but it's like, bruh, I always tell the boys, like, fuck, cuz we prayed for this shit, you know what I mean? We prayed for a time like this. Yeah, we prayed for a time like
Bro, I
this.
understand that mindset, man, because a lot of what I do at the moment, bro, I lean on my brother a lot. Because he knows how to, like, be in situations like where he knows how to grind. With me, sometimes I can't. The way my mind is, I'm so calculated, I've got to see the outcome before you can. Like, he'll tell me something, he'll try to sell me on something.
Yeah,
And I'm like, fucking show me then.
yeah.
And I'm like,
Gee.
he goes, nah, we got to go that way. Like, it'll happen. I'm like, nah, it's not. Like, me jumping on camera was a massive thing. And then he's like, see, dickhead?
Yeah.
It's going good, you know what I mean? I'm like, fuck.
You have to
bro.
see the
I
result
think-
before you can
yeah.
be
The
there.
relationships between you and him, I feel like I'm like him. I see the dream and fuck, we're going, cuz.
Yeah,
Doesn't
yeah,
matter.
yeah.
Jump on, lad, let's go. You're like my brother.
Yeah.
Like, I said to him, and I said to him, he doesn't even, he said this to me after the
Like
first
logical
episode.
thinker?
Yeah, he was like, I said to him, I said, I'm telling you now, the first episode's gonna go 50K.
Yeah, yeah.
And that, bro, that's unheard of, you know, first episode.
First episode.
Come on, bros, you know what I mean? And he's like, nah, maybe 10, you know, maybe 15. I said, I'm telling you now, 50. Jump on this, it's gonna be massive.
It's going to go viral.
Yeah.
They stole the content.
Yeah, but he didn't know too much. But like you were saying, you got to be shown first.
Hard,
With
bro.
him, I showed him. I was like, bro, this is what it is. Now he's like, fuck, I didn't think it was gonna be like this. I was like, yeah, bro. Like we dream big and we just go for it. We don't care what's in the way, lad. I don't care what we gotta do. We gotta do it.
It's still, we're dreamers, like.
Yeah,
It's
lad.
to the point where some people think we're delusional.
Yeah, bro.
Right.
La La Land.
Exactly. I had the I even had the conversation with the Mizzo, and she's like, I said, oh, did you think? It was like a couple of weeks ago. I said, do you ever think it was gonna be like this? She was like, no. I said, bro, I told you.
Because sometimes
can't.
you tell them your dreams, they can't see it.
Yeah, well, she was like, I
100, like.
always believed that you're going to do something like this, but I never believed it was going to be this big.
Of this magnitude.
Yeah, it's going to be like this.
Everyone looks at you crazy your whole life until it
Yeah.
works and then you're a
Yeah.
genius, huh?
You know how funny it was? Like when I had the idea, I went around telling everyone.
Yep.
I went around telling everyone. I was in the club drinking. Bro, like straight after my cast, I went to my cousin's.
was sleeping last.
Yeah, lad. I went to everyone. I was like, brah, I'm gonna do this idea. It's gonna be running straight. We're gonna do a mad event. Went to my brother. Went to my mum. Went to just everyone, all the people that I knew. TikTok.
Yeah.
I told everyone, lad. And then they even look back now and go, bro, I remember when you said you were going to do this. You said this 2 years ago, and now look at it. It's like, fuck yeah, I told
What
you.
a feeling, bro.
Next time I say stuff in listen card, nah.
Stop sleeping.
Yeah, lad.
It takes a lot of balls, to put yourself out there like that,
Yeah. Nah, but you know what? I don't know what it is, bro. Like, you know how they say keep your dreams to yourself?
Yeah.
Lad, I can't do that, eh? I'm one of those kinds. I gotta share. Like, if I've got something here, they're like, I want to share it with the world, bro. You know. And then I use it as a factor to be like, if I say something, then I have to make sure I do it so I can prove it wrong.
Accountability.
You know? Yeah, it keeps me accountable as well. So I'm gonna tell you, and then I'm gonna do it, and then you're gonna think, fuck, he actually did it.
It's the same even when you get a piece of information, you'll tell everyone.
Yeah.
Enter.
Yeah, 100.
I feel like it's got to do with sharing the love, lad. Like you have these ideas and they make you happy, so you want to make everyone else happy.
Just the passion as well. Because I love content, bro. Like, I've been doing this content shit for 3-4 years now. Not even 3 years, maybe 2.5. I've been doing this content for 2.5 years or 2, and I love it, bro. You know, like I can't see myself going back to a normal job doing, because I know the abilities that I have and what I've been blessed with. I just know that this is what I'm meant to do.
You know, before COVID, it wasn't even considered. It wasn't even called. The word content wasn't even a big thing.
Nah.
After that, it's just content. Content, that,
But I say to everyone, I said, you know, if COVID didn't happen, content wouldn't be where it is today.
That's so true, bro.
Everyone had to lock into their screens because they had nothing else to do, bro.
Fuck all to do.
So if we were out living our own normal lives, we didn't give a fuck about what was happening around. Like if people were posting, you'd see a couple thousand maybe. But now you're seeing tens of thousands, 100,000 views, 100,000 likes.
All of a sudden, we've forgotten how it was before COVID.
Yeah. And like even the shopping now online is crazy. Like I don't go in the shops. Everything I do is order online. So if COVID didn't happen, bro, I reckon content in Australia would be the same, mate.
I don't think anything in Australia would be the same, bro. It's changed every industry.
Yeah, I remember that COVID period. Everyone was on lives.
Yeah, but with all the bad stuff that happened during COVID, obviously with the deaths and all that, but man, what came out of it as well, there was a lot of good that came out of it, you know?
Bro, I had the time of my life in COVID. I'm like the only person that enjoyed lockdown.
Yeah, I was still working at home,
bro, I just kicking it, watching a movie, it was raining and shit. No one talked to me, no one bothered me. I was living my life.
I was still working, cause I was one of the lucky ones to still be working, so.
Yeah, warehousing, eh?
Yeah, warehousing. Yeah, so I was lucky enough to still be working.
That was back then when I had I had like a little record label coming out of my garage. So I had all the boys there doing music, we were kicking it, like that's how I was doing all my thing. So it was good.
I had a lot of plans, and then COVID hit, bro. Fucked me. I took heavy losses.
Yeah, L after L after L.
Yeah, hard.
Fuck yeah. I know a lot of people like that.
Yeah, it was the same. Well, to be honest, there wasn't much change for me. Apart from we just had to stay inside. Like, I was still going out.
I still left the house. Like,
because I was like, working there still.
Tell the boys you need not to go out.
No one stayed.
I was still working in that.
No such thing as COVID in Ireland.
But no one really gave a fuck.
We're still in the lounge room playing.
Bro, I got pulled over like fucking how many times for leaving the house? Fuck, I got put on a warning list or some shit. I just kept going. I see a cop, fucking turn before.
I commend you, Charizma, bro. Like from what you've come from and what you're journeying to now, man. Would you say like your healing journey? Because for me, I feel like it's a forever thing, bro. You take your pain with you. You know what I mean? And sort of like wear it as a badge of honor, like.
Yeah. Bro, like, I think once you get past all of that stuff in that healing stage, bro, like right now, like I said, bro, if all goes to shit, lad, I'm happy with who I am and what I've been able to do. My accomplishments, I'm happy with that. But first and foremost, I give thanks to God and then my family as well, you know? Like running straight is massive and it is a big business. But like I said, if all this content goes to shit, brother, I still got like my self-worth now in terms of healing. Like the ability that I have to love myself, because you know how they say you got to love yourself before you learn to love others, you know? So to be able to love myself in that and what I've been able to bring to the table, to the world, to my kids, first and foremost, and my family, that's what fills my heart more than anything, you know? So if this content goes away, it is what it is. But
that's resilience,
that healing,
resilience, right?
Resilience, that healing shit, lad. Like people, it's underrated, cuz.
Yeah,
bro. And that's the thing, Charizma, man. Like when you say that, bro, it's powerful, bro, because this healing thing is a real thing. You know how many people hit me up and they're like, bro, like talk about a lot of weird stuff, and I go, it's weird to you because you're not willing to deal with it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's still running.
They don't understand it.
Yeah,
I go, wait,
100%.
you're gonna have this convo like when you're like 10, 15 years when you're old and crippled and shit. You know?
Yeah. Well,
Like
I'll
God
talk
willing.
about something. It's gonna probably make me look like a grump, but it doesn't really matter. So what happened was, no, fuck it. It's more so like when I used to see, fuck it, like,
Run a straight line.
run it.
Run the whole
But,
line.
when I used to see my dad obviously hit my mum and that, right? That was the breaking point for me. We all have breaking points in terms of relationship, right?
Yeah.
So when I was in a relationship, as long as I didn't hit my missus,
You thought you were doing the right thing.
I thought that everything I did was okay.
Oh
You know, this comes into like the domestic violence in terms of not just the domestic violence physically, but emotionally as well.
Yeah.
So there was times where like I'd scream at her, I'd give her a mouthful, I'd be in the car fucking going off my nut.
Yeah.
But I thought because I didn't hit her, I didn't put hands on her, that it was okay.
100.
You know, and then I think it was one time it was like, bro, you know, she said to me, and I was in the car, I was like, bro, a couple years ago, she said in the car, she said, you know, when you scream at me like that, that still makes me feel like that's still what's it called, domestic violence in terms of like how you make me feel.
Bro, with
And it hit me, lad.
purposely is
Yeah. And it hit me, bro, because I was like, fuck, what do you mean now? Fuck off. You know what I mean? I was like, bro, don't say that shit to me. But then I went home later that night and I was like, fuck. Yeah, no, it's true, because no matter what, domestic violence is how you make the other person feel. Not so much just physically, but it's the emotional feelings and the after effects after it. You know, the thoughts behind it, what happens after, the after effects, your kids seeing it and stuff like that. I just thought it was normal, like I said, because I wasn't putting hands on my missus.
You know, this actually makes me think sometimes, because sometimes when people tell me their problems and I shrug them off like, it's all right, I'll show you the solution straight away.
Yeah.
People think that it's because we don't give a fuck about their problems.
Yeah.
But we're comparing, or I'm comparing their problem to like what we used to go through back then.
Yeah.
It's like, bro,
Like, is that all?
You know what I mean? Yeah. I'm like, oh, is that your problem? I can fix that in 10 minutes,
I
lad.
said you view your perception of the world is through your
own goggles.
Your goggles of trauma.
Yeah.
So some people, what they take serious, you don't.
Yeah, 100.
It's
They'll be like, oh,
this and this
my
and
mum
that. You're
took
like,
my
oh,
phone.
Get over it.
Yeah.
My mum took my phone, I'm depressed. I'm like,
Yeah.
my mum took my fucking ass and fucking dragged me through the shit.
Lad, my mom took my phone once, lad, took the SIM card out, go get another one, you know what I mean? Stick it in there,
Just
mama.
go fix it.
You all right?
Oh shit. Charisma always had it down pat, eh?
Always got a backup plan, bro.
Always, lad.
Behind every good businessman is a couple cons, huh?
Lad,
It's gotta be done.
100%.
Bro, it'll be good to have this conversation again in a year, eh?
Yeah.
Fuck
See where you're
yeah,
at.
bro.
Yeah.
Recap, lad.
Lad, I always thought like, bro, in a year's time, lad, who knows what this shit's gonna look like, you know?
Straight up.
One of those ones like Charisma. Who's this? Who's this? Who's this again?
Hey, next time I come on, so what's been happening? Oh, bro, I lost it all.
What happened? Someone offered me 300 grand, but I just took it.
I took it.
Take it and go.
You gotta be, yeah, it's
Lad,
fucking funny.
You know, bro.
I always tell all my current clients now, lad, I'll be like, bro, you're lucky to have me right now, because in 12 months, I'm not gonna even be here.
Yeah,
I'm gonna be going,
I
lad.
joke around and I said that to my family. I say, hey, you know, if this starts going off, you won't see me. I'm gone. I've got a family elsewhere.
now.
America, God skis,
I'm not
lad.
gonna be here for long, eh?
Yeah. So make the most of it, huh?
Bro, it's so fucking true, but you gotta think, bro, 12 months, look how far you come in such a short time.
Bro, you think about this too? What month is it? April?
I don't even fucking
April,
know.
yeah.
April,
Lad,
lad.
we started this late June.
What?
Yeah, 2 months.
Bro,
This has been going
Wow.
for 2 months, lad.
Late June.
Like we dropped our first video in late June. Oh, sorry, late January.
Oh, I was
Yeah,
gonna say.
my bad.
Recorded back in November, was it?
Yeah, we recorded back in
Fuck, bro.
how crazy is that, eh?
What?
We dropped our first video in late January, but we recorded our first video in October.
I remember you told me this.
Yeah, October was our first
Bro, I'm
video.
tripping out. That's so quick.
Bro, 2 months.
That's
lad.
unheard of,
Yeah,
man.
crazy, eh?
That's
That's-
unheard
but
of.
that's also
When you
scary
know
too,
the
because-
algorithm, cause that's insanity.
it's crazy. We've got 22,000 subs after 2 months.
fuck.
Bro. Study those analytics. Bro, we'll
Yeah.
talk after, lad. We'll
Yeah,
talk after. Don't give
100%.
none of these motherfuckers a secret source.
Hard.
No, we'll talk after, lad. That is crazy growth,
Yeah, bro, 2 months.
So
eh?
imagine in a fucking year, bro.
Yeah, that's what I was
That's
saying.
what I'm saying, bro. It's
You're gonna be kicking it with the Nelk boys, making the Nelk boys running straight at each other,
Yeah,
lad.
well, we had
Fucking hell.
fucking I won't say it. There's something in the works.
Yeah.
It might happen June or September.
Okay.
Hey,
By
do
someone.
you believe? You know how you say you like to voice what you're doing? You know, sometimes you got to hold back. 'Cause, you know, I've got a big thing. You know how I don't like to tell them what I'm doing because I feel like it blocks the blessing sometimes. You know when you
The
something up and then it doesn't materialise, you're like, fuck, I should have just held it back.
Fuck, I got to talk.
Yeah.
Do you believe in the eye?
But you know what it is with me, lad? What I've noticed, like, obviously since the hospital stuff, I don't give a fuck. I'll voice it because then it becomes a reality. For me, everything I say out loud, I'll say it out loud and I'll say it for 2, 3, 4 weeks. I'll say it continuously.
Yeah.
And it just becomes a reality. Yeah,
Speaking into existence.
yeah, like everything I said that was going to happen, happened.
Do you ever feel like you get the eye at all? Do you believe in that?
The
evil eye?
The which one?
The evil eye, you know what that is?
Oh, no, I've heard people talk about it.
Yeah.
Like the third eye and shit like that. eh?
No.
Look, it's
When-
it's
when-
not bad luck when someone wishes bad luck.
When
on you.
when
yeah.
people get envy of you, like if you...
It's what the Arabs call it's a
Nah,
form of
yeah.
witchcraft.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
yeah,
like-
like
But like for example, I'll post a video of my watch or something, and then someone will see it, and my watch break the next day.
oh,
shit, you know, like
yeah,
people
like,
look at it.
Yeah. I don't really
Yeah.
I'm so focused on what we have to
It
do.
is what it is,
Yeah,
yeah.
if it happens, we just move on to the
Everything
next one.
bad's already happened.
Yeah, because if you focus on what's fucked, how it got fucked up, you're not really okay. You're not thinking of the next steps to be able to take. Like with these shows, you don't have time to fucking like. There's been people that pulled out. Like we went to Logan, like we had 30 people on the list. 8 people rocked up.
Nah.
Yeah, bro. So then we had to go on the think on the spot. We're like, fuck, how are we gonna run this? Oh, we need a redemption round. We're gonna run all the people that are lost. We're gonna run a redemption round. Then we're gonna get them to run matches. So we ran like.
That's why that was done like that.
That's why it was done like that, because we had to
Makes sense, makes a lot of sense.
make up for the numbers. That's why you saw all the same people run again. Yeah, you just got to think on the fly, lad. You know, if I was too busy in the moment thinking, fuck, bro, all these cunts didn't turn up, this, that, 1, 2, 3, then I'll never really have to move on. Time to move on, you know.
Yeah.
And I think that's just how it's been in terms of running straight, but it's also been a part of my life too.
Like, you
feel
don't do
that.
that with when you're traumatized, nigga.
Yeah, 100.
The
eh?
trauma is the most gifted. like.
Yeah, because
True,
you
hey.
can put the emotion aside and get and deal with it.
Problem solving, lad.
Yeah,
Logical
exactly.
thinking straight on the spot,
What's
bro.
next? Fuck it. You know what's next? It's happened.
Bro,
Okay, we move on. We go.
There's been some fucked up shoots, lad, where the
Growing up like
whole
that.
shit goes wrong, lad.
Yeah.
And you have to fix everything then and there, or
Yeah.
everything's fucked.
You know, growing up with an abusive father, you'd say you get good at taking your mind to different places. Eh?
Yeah.
You know, when you experience it, and you have to go. Like mentally, you have to go.
Yeah.
somewhere else.
Place.
Well, bro, when I used to do that shit, for me it was about dreaming, eh? I was big, you know how I was big dreamers?
same.
I always used to just dream of where I wanted to be. So if I was in class, I was always,
Anywhere was better than where you
yeah, 100%. I used to just
staring
dream
out
of
the
other
window,
shit.
lad.
Like I was a daydreamer class. And then I used to be
Same,
like
lad.
fucking like this, just dreaming in class or anything. I was just
Facts.
like,
But you know, your
yeah.
vision starts to get blurry because you stared out the window for too long.
Yeah,
ever had that?
lad. Or I'll
Fuck,
just
bro.
fucking start falling asleep in
Where the
class,
fuck
you
am
know?
I? Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
You snap
bro.
back to reality.
Lad, this one
Crazy.
time I fell asleep in class.
We all have a story like this.
I fell asleep in class, lad, and I woke up and then I got in trouble. She kicked me out of the class. She goes, go see the principal. You're not fucking listening. This, that, 1, 2, 3. Went to the principal. Goes, man, fucking you. I just heard you're not listening. This, that, 1, 2, 3. I said, man, I was working all last night. I had to help my mum pay the bills. Bro, you know what he said? He goes, bro, you know what? You go do whatever you want to do. If you want to go sit down in the courtyard, you go sit in the courtyard, have the rest of the day off. Oh, thank you, sir.
What a G,
It's always on the fly. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
always on
lad.
the fly.
Always thinking like, when I got in trouble, I was like, fuck, what am I going to do? Ah, sir, I was working like 8 hours last night, man. I only got 2 hours sleep, so. Because they thought I was on drugs, bro.
Yeah.
You know, when you're from there, so they think
Hard.
that. So that's what I was like, bro,
You get a
yeah.
lot of hate online, lad.
We got heaps, lad.
And if you do, how do you deal with it? Like me and you, between me and you, we already know.
Yeah, bros, you know, because things, I don't take it to heart too much, eh? Because I've been around like the
Devil's
content game.
advocate, like.
Yeah, like when there was one guy, he's going at me online for running straight stuff, and then I won't go too much about his business, but what happened was he was talking about all the stuff of me online, this, that, 1, 2, 3,
Ooh, what's the
saying,
tea, like?
fuck
Tell
this,
me
yeah,
the tea
bro,
on
but
this
I was
thing.
fucked. I was like, he was talking about how bad that the things that we're doing is shit, fuck this, fuck
Are you
that.
serious?
Yeah, fuck running straight, you guys are frauds, this, that, 1, 2, 3.
Hey, lad, you can sort of tell what he's struggling with. What
Yeah,
he says,
but,
eh?
yeah, and then like you always have to play devil's advocate because like if I was to go there and fucking, I could have gone there and ruined his life, lad. You know, but I knew if I did that and I knew that there was a problem behind it, I would have felt fucking sick to my stomach. You know what I mean?
Sort of fucked the brand up.
But like still for me, just I don't want to feel like that. You know, I don't want to be a cunt that's focusing on others.
When your emotional quotations on
that's what I was like. I had to think of like, why is this cunt fucking? Because there's always a reason behind everything. You know, so with him, there was things going on in his life. Well, I knew that's why that's setting him off like that, you know. Things aren't going proper in his life and he's just finding an outlet. And if it's me, you want to use me as an outlet, go, because I'm not even fucking watching your stuff, guys. So fucking is what it is.
It's funny because old you would have been like, yeah, fuck you.
Yeah, fuck you. I would have aired it, lad, you know what I mean? But it doesn't, like, to me, I don't care.
It takes a man to look at situations like that, bro.
Yeah.
That's exactly how I look at everything now. The same way that you do.
Yeah, because, you know, I used to do the same thing. Were you like that as well? Like, I used to hate on cunts, but then I was just like, because of the situation I was in. I was in a shit situation, and I was just looking at these guys living their lives and doing whatever the fuck they were doing. 100. And I used to hate.
It's
you
a
know?
normal thing, bro.
Yeah.
Everyone goes through that phase in life where they start where they hate.
Yeah.
And I feel like our people, like we're just natural haters.
Yeah.
Because you grow up with nothing, bro.
Yeah, 100%.
You see the next guy don't make yourself.
Yeah, my time's coming soon. I know it's coming. I know everyone's on me right now, but it's gonna come to time where everyone's gonna be like, nah, this cunt's getting too big. You know what I mean?
Hard.
This cunt's getting too big. We gotta fucking bring him down somehow. But then again, like I don't see it. Like,
to be honest, I don't really see that happening.
It always happens, bro. With every up, there's a down. You know what I mean?
You just get those crabs in the bucket here that pull us down.
Fucking a lot of crabs, bro.
Yeah.
How many fucking crabs?
Someone in that comment section, there was someone that said the other night, saying, he goes, these guys are trying to sound intelligent, this, that, in their own field. I'm thinking, everything we talk about is out of experience.
Yeah.
And we're not telling you what to do with your children. Every time I say something, I'm talking like I'm talking to myself.
Bro, you guys make me feel dumb, cuz there's times you guys are going about like the conspiracies, like solid, bro. Bro, the way you guys
articulate to have the brains, I'm a dumbass.
When you guys
I was trying to keep up with you.
Yeah, when you guys articulate, bro. When you guys articulate it, I'm thinking, what the fuck are these guys?
It's all editing, lad.
Yeah.
43 takes. No, I'm joking.
No, yeah, when you guys do that shit, I was like, fuck it.
When you see the cut.
Yeah.
We're pushing.
No, well, you guys are doing well, bro. Like, to be here is crazy. Like, you guys are doing well in this field, especially in a field that
oversaturated.
Heavily.
Oversaturated, like overseas, but no one's doing it here.
Bro, there's people doing it just shit.
Yeah,
that's exactly what I mean.
There's people doing it here, they're just shit.
Exactly, yeah.
I'm telling you.
It's a space here that no one's dominated.
Yeah, and you are in a different space because now, like, you guys are willing to go to the dark side, you know? I think having you on here is a difference as well because you like to dive deep into that stuff. Your intelligence and what you bring here as well, and then obviously your presence is good. So you guys have a good thing going on here.
Thank you, bro. I feel like we throw ourselves under the bus as well. Like,
yeah, but you guys are 3 different personalities, which is good, you know? You need a view from each of you to bring this one product that we've got here now.
Yeah, that was the whole dynamic of it. We were trying to get that dynamic.
Yeah.
The curious young guy.
Yeah. If there was 3 reviews,
the knowledgeable.
If there was 3 reviews, bro, here, everyone's going to jail, cuz.
You don't even know, lad. On the first fucking episode. Oh, brother.
You have to cut out everything.
Oh, bro.
Lad, I was dropping address.
I think I saw you.
The police stopped by, we're like, no, don't say that.
Yeah, you were telling me about Cafe, you're like that. But that's what I mean.
The plan was because he wanted to be able to tell the story just exactly how it was in his brain.
Yeah.
So that like
exactly how it was.
Because if he filtered himself for the party, he would forget shit.
You know?
That's one thing I don't like doing, like filtering.
Yeah.
I hate taking parts out, so I'm like, everyone just fucking say what you gotta say. Edit out the rest.
Yeah.
So he told the whole fucking story, and then I just went through cutting the certain things out, and then deleted the source footage.
Yeah, well, that's why
because I want to see my lawyer before it dropped. Okay, is there anything that I said on there that could incriminate me? She told me, don't say this, don't say that, don't say that, don't say. And she just kept giving me a list, and I was like, man, fuck that, we're gonna do it anyway.
Hard.
Yeah, when you sent me a message before about there's gonna be the rundown.
Yeah.
For me, I was like, nah, fuck it. I like to be off the cuff too. Yeah, that's how I'm. Yeah. I can't have too much like, I'm gonna do this.
Too much planning. Yeah, hard. You guys are very similar.
Yeah.
Respect.
Yeah, after he said that, because I didn't really get to talk to you that much at the cafe. Yeah. But when he said that, I was like, fuck, he's spontaneous, isn't it? Yeah. It's gonna be fun, bro.
Bro, one thing I like as well, Charizma, about you, you're a critical thinker, bro. You're not. I feel like you don't go with the flow, bro. Like
against
if
the
I come
grain.
and try to sell you something, you're gonna sit there and you're gonna wonder, nah, there's something to it, bro.
Yeah.
100%.
That's what I love, bro. That's a gift. I feel like everyone else. Because one thing I realise about life now, we've become so resourceful, bro, that no one thinks for themselves.
Hard, bro.
Yeah.
And that's why everyone's depressed,
Google
bro,
it.
because everything's handed to them. But like to have people like that can have an intelligent conversation, bro. And that's what we try to uphold. I feel like you have the same dynamic as well, bro.
Yeah, but it's different because for me, I like to go into places where like, let's just say that aside, you know,
Yeah, yeah.
every cunt's fucking doing it.
Yeah.
Okay, how can I fucking utilize this side to be able to do this next thing? I don't want to do that. Every cunt's doing this.
Yeah, yeah.
How can I maneuver
hectic.
something to do
Yeah.
this side?
Business
You know,
see what's
yeah.
next.
That's
And
mad.
you always got to come up with the next big thing, and that's always how I'm trying to make sure that like
always
you
be
have to, bro. Like
Yeah.
with you guys bringing this, this is a side that. Like you guys say it is oversaturated, but it's not even being done here in Western Sydney at all. You know, exactly. The way you guys doing it, and then you guys being from here as well, that's a plus.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's how I'll try and look at things. It's like, okay, this cunt's doing nothing, but I've got to be able to do my own thing. I've got to have my own spin on it. Or, yeah, that's why the running straight stuff was easy for me because it was like,
Authentic,
no one's doing it here,
Ah.
and no one's doing a rugby version
Yeah,
of that, what they're doing over there.
I'm surprised you didn't get into podcasting.
Yeah, hard.
Well, that's what that like when I was speaking to you guys before. That was one thing we had later. That like later, like maybe a couple of years, because
That's what you see.
yeah, after
You talk
every
about all your experiences.
yeah,
Share some funny stories.
Yeah. yeah. I've had a couple of people hit me up after the running straight too. I was like, wait till this one's finished and then we'll talk about it later.
Yeah, hectic. And this is going to be off topic. I want your view on it. What's your view on anal?
Answer that, honestly. Hey, look at Mo when you answer it.
I've been seeing a lot of things online.
And fuck you all.
Listen, he's talking.
Yeah, but you've never been to a brothel, yeah?
Let the man talk. Let the man talk.
The back door bandit, eh?
Yeah. Oh, I like that one.
That's what they fucking call me in the group chat, lad.
Hey, that's spontaneous, but like, critical thinker.
I swear, you know what I do on the chat? I just send photos of doors.
Bro, he always does that. And somehow the door's brown as well.
Fuck you, and I'm just sending the doors.
You
But
know,
don't worry.
when you get done in the group chat, lad, that's it. It's over.
Yeah,
Once you get done once,
weeks,
that's it. That's why in the group chat, I'm saying one thing. I don't really say much. I just leave it in there. I was like, yeah, I piece of everything and I just do the bad stuff.
With us, it was like an inside joke that got out.
It didn't get out, you fucking brought it out.
Oh, wait, no. It got in.
Fuck off.
We love you, man.
I love you too, man. Nah, it is what it is, bro. It is what it is. I'm not even gonna cut it out. You can fucking watch it. Yeah, fuck, I don't give a shit.
I love that shit,
I'm done, cuz. I'm done. I don't care anymore,
It's a
bro.
dreamer now. It's a dreamer.
I don't care anymore. Bro, you know how many times I've sit there and I second guess it? I don't ever watch it anymore.
Who cares? Fuck
I don't
it.
give a fuck, lad.
Mo loves anal, brother.
Hey, bro. That brings me back to a story of one of the boys.
Yeah.
He was in Thailand, lad.
Here we go.
He was in a taxi.
Yeah.
He was in Thailand. He told me a story. He was in Thailand and he was getting with this girl, and 100% he thought it was a girl, this, that, and then they walk out. He's that much of a horny cunt, lad. Like he'll do it anyway. So they were going to do it in a taxi. He's like, nah, stop here. There's an alleyway. Go into the alleyway. And he goes, Mamsels, fuck. They pulled it down, and then I seen her fucking ick days, lad. What am I supposed to do? So he meant to fucking walk, cunt. He goes, Sully, I knew no one was watching. So I said, no one's gonna find out, so I turned that bitch over.
No way.
I swear.
Hey,
bro, life, lad.
I've got
I'm a life, lad.
I've got so many old boys from the old life, lad.
Yeah.
I don't want to throw them under the bus, but they've done the same thing, lad.
Yeah. Well, bleep the name. I was meant to say his name.
Fucking doing that, then waiting from the front.
Bro, fuck. Yeah, he goes, so I turned her around on the gate. That was it. Done. I was too horny, cunt. What was I
Straight
gonna
to
do?
the promised land.
Yeah, lad.
Nah.
Crazy, eh?
Nah.
All right, you can say what you want. Oh, it's just for the camera. No way I would do that.
Huh?
There's no way in hell. If it has a dick, it's not for me.
if you're
Doesn't matter.
Say if you're heavily intoxicated.
Doesn't matter. I don't get intoxicated.
Yeah?
I don't drink, I don't do drugs.
Cocaine, brother.
I don't do cocaine, man. I don't touch nothing, man. I'm straight 180.
No, okay.
Yeah.
Authorised by Australian government, Kim.
Bro, it's like common, bro. You go over the toilet. One day we'll go to the toilet.
Lad, I'm gonna make it my
One
mission.
One day we'll go to the
Everyone's
toilet.
mission is to fucking get me on it, lad. Everyone.
Have you been there, Charizma?
Where?
I've been there.
Bro, I've only been to Samoa, bro. I haven't left.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I've been to Samoa and obviously New Zealand and here.
Running straight will take you there, lad.
Yeah, well, we're looking at a big
fucking
tour.
do
lad.
it, lad.
Yeah,
That'd be mad.
we're looking at a big tour.
Hard. That'd be
I
sick.
already said to my family, I was like, bro, there's gonna be times I'm not gonna be around. I'm gonna lock in here so that we're able to fucking live proper. You know?
I love that shit, nigga.
Yeah, so I even had to tell my
Enjoy the
son,
fruits,
yeah,
like,
especially my oldest son, because I was like, bro, he's the one who,
Look after everything.
yeah, he's gonna have to look after everything. But him and his mum, like they go back to back as well. You know what I mean? Yeah.
How old is your oldest?
He's 14.
Wow.
Yeah, lad. So he's 14 now. So I always tell him, I said, bro, you gotta make sure you keep it cool here, so that you know when I'm gone or when I'm out for work and trying to build this for the family, you gotta hold it down here, you know.
That's mad, bro.
That's insane, bro.
What's some advice you'd give to content creators out there that like just want to put out content in general? Because I feel like a lot of people in Sydney, like they hesitate.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's a big hating culture. Hey?
Yeah, bro, why is everyone trying to bring everyone down
Ideas
here?
sort of get stopped before they even
Yeah.
happen. You know?
Well, I always tell, I had one of the boys actually call me, shout out to Flex. He called me and we had this conversation of like, he was talking about content. And I said that when it comes to content, you have to be able to put your own spin on it and make sure no one else is doing it. Yeah. If someone else is doing it, you're always going to be compared to that kind.
Yeah.
So right now, like, there's how many cunts are doing vloggings right now, you know?
Yeah.
When it first started, it was cracker. Everyone wanted to watch.
yeah.
But now with vlogs, like, every fucking Tom, Dick and Harry is doing vlogs.
Right, 10, 15, you just go on YouTube.
Yeah,
just scroll
exactly.
across, yeah, 'cause
So
they're
if you can find your niche, something that you're passionate about, but also bring something different into that space, fuck, you know what I mean?
What about the hesitating part of it?
The hesitating part, bro, is like, fuck, someone said it today. You don't have to start great,
be great.
but to be great, you got to start.
Yeah.
Or something like that, you know what I mean?
You don't realise how hard it is until, because for us it's easy, it comes easy.
Yeah.
But when you see other people struggling with it, you realise how hard it is for people.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I've seen people fold on the camera and then, like, get all shivery and stuff.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, like...
You know, my rap videos, it used to happen all the time.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, fuck.
Like, when
Everyone's there, there's like a crew of fucking 30.
Nah,
the camera's
fuck
there.
that,
Yeah.
bro.
Oh, you always have to get lit.
Yeah, hey, because I was in my brothers, like when we were with my brothers, I had to have a box before we got on.
It's a different atmosphere. It's always
Who
like
I
that.
am, yeah.
Yeah, there was that one, and then there was the Caribbean one, and then that one was where we were like, fuck, gee, we got a drink or something.
Bro, I'm just thinking of the scene when he woke up from the bed, lad.
Oh, fuck, bro. That was so
You would have been
fucking-
taking a piss so hard the whole time.
Yeah, that was bro, that was the longest intro to a song, bro. Because the song was like 6 minutes, and 3 minutes was the intro. Like.
Wasn't it a 6-minute song?
No,
3 minutes of intro, lad.
but 3-4 minutes of intro, cause it was crazy.
Nah, I know what they were trying to do. But
Storytelling.
Yeah. But it was still earlier point, and there was like a time where
For
music
its
was
time,
still
it was
so
great,
young
lad.
in Australia.
People's attention spans were a bit.
Yeah.
Bro, TikTok
it's-
fucked everything.
Now it's 10-15 seconds, bang.
Not, bro, what do
Yeah.
you mean? Less than 1 second to capture attention now.
Yeah, well, that's why, like, being a part of, like, because I train a footy team as well. Like, now I noticed the difference from when we used to go there and we used to get drilled from your coach.
Yeah.
They can drill you for half an hour and it's like, fuck, you just listen to every word.
Yeah.
Now you have to tell the kids, like, within a 30 seconds span, what you need them to do, how to do it, and that's it. They gotta
Bro,
go.
you just gotta have Subway surfers on your phone while you're talking to them, lad.
Bro, if you don't tell them within that 30 seconds, it's
that's
gone. You've
fucked,
lost them.
100, bro.
It's actually so bad.
Yeah.
It's going to have, I reckon it's going to have very bad effects on the workforce in like 10 years.
Yeah, bro.
But I'm telling you now, productivity around the whole world is going to be plummeting, lad.
Right, just social media in general has fucking cooked everyone's brain.
It's proper like a
Don't you think,
disease.
Charizma?
Yeah, it is, bro, because it's like you guys were saying it before, like it sells a different part to people that people don't see. Like people see the glory and stuff, but they don't really see the dark side, you know. So
Yeah.
with me, like, bro, that was probably the last time in terms of being in a dark place. But ever since then, I've just been on a roll because I know what I need to do. I know, like, I've healed from there and past traumas and stuff like that. Obviously, leading into, like, I've only forgiven my dad, like, in the last year, bro. You know what I mean? So that's all, like, I'm in a place now.
I'm
where,
proud
like,
of you, lad.
I'm in a place
very
now where,
hard
like,
to do, bro.
I'm free, cuz, you know? So anything that happens, whatever it is, what it is.
Yeah, you seem like you have peace with yourself.
Yeah, bro, 100%.
Like, you'll never be happy, but you're at peace.
Yeah. Well, happy is like you're never really happy for too long, you know. But when you're at peace with yourself, that's forever thing. That's that's forever thing, lad.
Always, man.
Nothing can disturb. Once you're at peace with yourself, no one can disturb it, lad.
Yeah, hard.
How important do you reckon it is, like, to turn around and face that type of shit? Because a lot of people would say, like, they'd watch the content and they'd be like, bro, they're like, they don't take it serious. They're like, this cunt's a bunch of weak cunts, this, that.
Yeah.
Always talking about trauma.
Bro, it's important, bro. But, like, I think a lot of people just think of the trauma that was bestowed upon them, you know, in terms of, like, how the trauma was from their eyes. And like I said, I like to play devil's advocate.
So that's just like an outward projection of what they're feeling, eh?
But, like, when I had to peep into my ad days, like, bros, there were stories going around about my grandpa and how he was with the kids back then, how bad he was. But to me, that's my angel, bro. You know what I mean? Like, we were his favorites in terms of grandkids, but I used to hear stories all the time of how he grew up and what used to happen to them. And then I had to understand, okay, that's why he was like that.
It's a hard thing to do, to be the devil's advocate. You know?
Yeah.
It's very hard.
But, bro, when you do it, cuz, and then, it's a different look on it. It changes, bro, because you start to understand the different reasons behind things.
I used to get, like, asked all the time, bro, because I used to do, like, little short courses online on psychology. And then people used to tell me, like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, what's all these psychology books in your house and that? I'm like, bro, because I wanted to understand why I was the way I was.
Yeah.
And if I could understand myself, I could understand everyone else. So then it gave me like that mindset.
Yeah.
Understand, like, bro, this isn't a personal attack on me. If someone comes and does something outright, like, outlandish, I know that it's not a place of, like, him trying to put it on me. That's just whatever he's going through, and the glasses that he has on at the moment is just the glasses of his trauma.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then when you understand that, you're like, bro, you can pick and choose your battles. Because there's sometimes you got to meet in life, you got to meet in the middle and say, oh, I got to beat this guy, like, I got to like, face aggression with aggression.
Yeah.
There's times where you have to face it like that, but there's times you can just walk away and like, bro, this guy, you're right.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, you're right. You're just going through a bad time, lad. You know? That's like
You don't mean it. You're right.
like, you know, when you see cunts, for me, bro, I'm the most chill. Like, I don't get no road rage whatsoever because I know, like, I've been in cars where my mates fucking, they're going off their head. Bro, old people, this, that, like, they got crazy, you know, aggression.
Something
But
about driving that just...
fuck that.
Like the rage in people.
Yeah, bro. But you see cunts fucking going off. Like, bro, if I'm in the wrong, I'm like, oh, sorry, bro. Sorry, you know what I mean? But if someone cuts me off, if someone cuts me off,
I'll fight you?
bro, if someone cuts me off, I'm like, yeah, well, this is whatever. Well, it is what it is. But the boys are like, fuck you. He just cut you off. He's a fucking ass, lad, you know? He's probably going to be somewhere.
You're not the one driving.
Yeah, he's probably got to be somewhere. He's fucking got to go to hospital or something like that, you know? You always got to look at a lens. Like, I've always been the kind, like, if someone's hated me, fuck, why do you hate me, cuz? Like, you know what I mean? Like, what's the reason? What I do? I'm going to understand.
They don't hate you, like, they hate themselves. That's what it is.
Exactly. That's why I always got to be like, bros, why does this cunt hate me? Why did he look at it like that? Like, it wasn't meant, like, when I put it out there, it was never meant to be something that you took that way.
People
But you
like
took it that way for a reason.
And him, I see people like you and him, they hate you because you're so unapologetically yourselves, and people can't be like that. They have to wear that mask because they're scared of what other people are going to say.
It's very confronting.
That's all it is they wish that they could do that. Do you understand?
Yeah,
they hate you because of that. It's not even anything about you.
How many people you know that they really want to be themselves?
Yeah.
They're scared in case they're scared in case of the judge. Like,
Rejection.
They're scared. Okay. So they want to be themselves.
Acceptance.
And saying that, bro, like, it's not easy, bro. You know, like, being yourself, because they're like, we go back to it again. Like, we said people are too scared to be themselves, but now if we go back to even thinking about that, like, even now I'm thinking about, okay, why is he too scared to be himself? Yeah. How many judgmental cunts are there? You know what I mean? Like, how many cunts have you caught? Like, someone's had an idea, they bring it to someone and they're just like, nah, that's fucking shit. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's always got to be that one cunt.
The nail that sticks out gets hammered.
Yeah, exactly. You have to have that who gives a fuck attitude in life to be able to be fucking free, you know, to be able to live the life you want.
Facts.
That's why, like, when I do things, like, people do feel like it's me just being free, but it's just like, fuck, lad. Like, the only thing I do is I stick around people that I love. I do things that I love, and that's it. You know, if I'm not around you too much, then you understand that, like, we're just not like that. And you start to see, like, people's involvement in your life is more so a transaction than it is like friendships.
There's always a transaction.
Yeah.
Everything's a transaction.
You start, like, before, you used to think, like, bruh, this cunt's my mate, you know what I mean? Like, I work with this guy's my mate, but nah, it's just a transaction at that time.
Everything's transaction.
Yeah, you know.
Bro, it's like at school, you had a group of 40 boys, but then you only have 2 that leave with you.
Exactly, bro. Or
even
walking home or sleep over.
Yeah, bro.
100%.
Everything's transaction.
There's always an exchange.
Bro, even with your parents,
it's
it's
not what you're
transactional.
talking to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Even family, like,
Even your family is transactional. That every relationship, there's always something being offered, and if it stops being offered, and then the relationship stops being upheld, bro.
Yeah.
It's always like that.
Bro, like, I always tell my brother this all the time. I go, 'cause he always has like his little moments where he's complaining. He goes, bro, why the fuck do these cunts hate me so much?
Yeah.
And I just tell him, I go, bro, because there's a certain boldness that he has about himself, bro. Like, he goes about his stuff and he'll say what's on his mind. But one thing I like about that, like being around people like that, is because you always know their position.
Yeah.
If you don't like me, I want to know it.
Yeah.
And then it's not like in a subtle way where it's like conniving.
Yeah.
Where I'll do you over, like, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
I'll say, yeah. And then all the nice things, as soon as you turn your back, and then I got, you know,
Yeah.
Fuck, that's so true.
It's like an energy, cuz you can't fake energy, bro.
100%,
That's
bro.
one thing I live, like, energy, bro.
Yeah, hard.
That's the one thing, like, even when you don't want to do something, that energy that you throw off, you can never fake it, lad.
Yeah.
That's why when counts are around
Social
me,
battery's empty,
and you
lad.
start seeing, like, people switch up, it's like, oh, something's happened, cuz, you know?
Yeah,
They're not
bro.
saying anything.
No, you can just tell from the temperament. Like,
Energy, lad, 100%.
That's why when
That's
my
why-
social battery runs out, lad, I've got the worst
why-
energy, bro.
Mind
That's why-
thinking as well, eh?
That's why if you see when I upload, I think I'm never with anyone but my brothers. Because I can't tolerate other people because I know what's on their mind already before.
Hard.
Yeah, that's why I'm always by myself.
So, yeah.
If I'm with my brother, like, me and my brother, we've lived together for ages. So, like, I moved out of house when I was 19, but my brother came with me. Yeah, so I moved out with my 2 kids, and then my brother came with.
Just turn it down.
And then when he moved out, fuck, that was probably the saddest times of my life, eh? Like,
Yeah.
being
was
with
it?
my brother, lad. Yeah, I didn't even stay home. I went. I went away to a party.
Was this when you went together? Or?
No, yeah, so he stayed with me and he had to go live his life with his kids and do that stuff. Bro, when I was there and he was on the day he was leaving, bro, I went out to a party, bro. I couldn't be home, lad, because I knew I was just going to fucking start bawling my eyes out. I was in the toilet, lad, in the hotel, crying, bro, because my brother left. And that was the first time I was away from my brother.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm terrified, lad. My sister just got engaged and it's like going to be having her out of the house is the
Exactly,
worst pain in the world, lad.
Yeah.
I looked at her the other day, I go, you better have a fucking bedroom for me at your house, I'm going to fucking lose it.
100%.
Because it's the worst thing because that's all you had when you were growing up, huh?
Yeah, 100%.
So when it's not gone, but it's different,
it's
bro.
different.
I'm terrified, lad.
Because but then
It's
again,
like
you
getting
understand.
separated from a child.
Yeah, because bro, I've like even before. Like if we go back, like the street stuff, I could have been in that stuff because the way we grew up, and the things that I was doing. But in the back of my mind, I knew that fuck, I got to look after my brother. Like, you know, he's always kept me out of trouble in terms of like just the afterthought of like, why if I did this, fuck, what's gonna happen to my brother? You know, I've always had to look after my brother, but my younger brother at young age, 12, 11. We always had to see how we're going to eat, how we're going to get there. If he's going to get to his game, walk him to training every day, this, that,
So
1,
the
2,
bond's
3.
a lot deeper than
Yeah,
brothers.
so it's like more so, it was like, we were brothers, but like, it was more so, he was like I wouldn't say a son, but that was like
More like a father figure. You were like a father figure.
Yeah.
I'm the same exactly with my brother, lad.
Yeah.
Exactly the same, lad.
Younger brothers is just always like that.
Let me just turn the aircon off, bro. Timmy's about to freeze his tits off.
You're good, lad.
Yeah.
And my nipples are staying.
Yeah, it was on purpose, lad.
This guy likes to freeze his balls off, huh?
Yeah, I love it, bro. I love the
I'll
cold,
sleep with
lad.
the aircon on too.
I'm a
like.
winter
But fucking.
I'll sleep with it, jump it on, lad.
Yeah. Or fan window
hard,
open,
hard,
lad.
hard.
Fucking hell. It's my favourite. I love the cold, but I can't do the heat.
Yeah.
I used to be the opposite.
Yeah,
Summer right all the time, but now I don't know what changed.
You
Like.
know what it is for me? Control.
Yeah, because you can control
You can control your temperature, lad. Control
Facts.
freaks, lad. When it's hot.
You got control problems, lad. You got control problems.
Yeah, I do, bro.
I'm the same, bro.
We all got
It's a
control
massive
issues,
struggle.
lad.
Yeah, lad.
Hard.
That's what it is with me, eh? I got to control the outcome, lad. That's why, like,
You can't control me, but I can control you.
Yeah, lad.
That's why we like being alone.
Hard.
Because when you go out to environments, but you can't control the environments. This come might say something, and someone might look at you, and you're like,
Facts.
"Fuck."
Facts, bro.
Me, every time I go anywhere, I'm expecting to fight, like.
Yeah, nah.
Go to Woolies, I'm like, if I see this come, get him, right? And the mentality is, even though there's no fight, the mentality has always been like that.
Yeah.
It's ingrained in my mind.
That's called something, bro. Because it's thinking of the worst possible situation to happen.
It's a absolute. It's like a It's a way of thinking, a way of philosophical, yeah.
Because I do the same thing.
I avoid going places because I know if I see someone, I'm going to jail.
Yeah, because you know, even like when we go when I took my family on a trip to New Zealand and that, my mind is racing and mine's like, fuck, I swear to God, if these can't say something about my son crying or, when you take babies on the plane.
Cognitive distortion.
Yeah, something like, it's that, I always think, fuck, if some kind of fucking rips it at my son for crying or my son's crying and they'd start, a bit of whispers here and I would fucking lose it. I always think of the worst possible situation.
100%. I think that's a man thing, bro.
It is. Because we have to prepare for everything.
It is. It's just we all got cognitive distortion off the back.
Bro, my son was getting a haircut. I'll never forget this, bro. I almost belted this fucking Arab cunt. He's there, and he's cutting my son's hair, and he's looking at the guy next to him, and he's laughing while he's cutting, and he's looking at my son, and I'm thinking to myself, and I'm pacing up and down. I'm like, bro, is this guy laughing at him? And with me, I got the. Like I can cop anything with me. If you say anything about anything that I love, or like direct blood, I'm like, fuck, bro, I'll go to war.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? And it takes me a lot to get to that point, and I always avoid that side of me because it's like, if I go there, I'm going to go there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? You
100%. You can't control it.
Yeah.
Once you see red, once you take me there, lad, jail.
Straight to jail.
What did I do?
Yeah. Straight to jail.
Hard.
And like I remember I was pacing up and down just looking at him, and bro, I asked the guy, I go, what are you saying? And he goes, oh no, we're talking about something else. And I go, explain to me the situation. Anyway, long story short, they were having a laugh about some chick that came or whatever. But I was thinking, fuck, man.
That's always the case. It's never what you think.
Yeah, I was about to lose it over nothing, you know?
Yeah,
what I mean?
exactly.
Like, and it's just that cognitive distortion, but like, fuck.
With mine, it's always work-related, lad. My control issues.
Yeah.
I have to have complete control over everything that's going on in my business.
Yeah.
And if I don't, I feel like a bitch. I feel like something's gonna go wrong.
Yeah.
No one does it the way I do it.
Exactly.
No one is able to cover what I do. But
No one
then,
can open the door, the way you do.
oh, for fuck's sake. You face the burnout, bro. The burnout, when it hits you, it's fucked, bro.
Yeah, bro. I'm the same with running. Like when we do our events, lad. Everything I've got to do to a T.
Yeah.
Even if it's like talking to everyone, I've got to do the speeches. I've got to do the intro, the outro. I've got to talk to the people and how they interview them. Everything that we run is because I've got to make sure that we fucking do it this way. And I burn myself before I even get to to beginning. So when we begun. That first hit, it was on the light heavyweights. That first one, it was like I was still a bit shaky. Once Addison, shout out to Addison. Once Addison whacked I think Inga, lad.
Great.
That's when I went to go. Fuck. I went to let her out, and then I was like, oh, okay, I'm good now. Yeah.
Speaking of that, bro, we rest in peace to my auntie, and my dad's sister. She, Timmy's mum.
Oh yeah, condolences. I heard about it.
Bro.
They buried her yesterday.
Yeah, bro. Shout out to my family and that from Melbourne. Well, they're from here, but they serve in Melbourne, bro. That's my dad and that side of the family, bro. Shout out to them and RIP. It's one of the hardest things, bro, burying a loved one.
Yeah,
because you always think like. I think when you're so focused on what you're doing, you always think that you got time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's not until lately where I've sort of been like, fuck.
Guilt.
My grandparents are overseas, I've got to go over and do a trip. So when we go over do a trip over there, I'll go see them. But there was one thing that they were saying, like you only see your grandparents, like even when they live in Sydney, if they were to live in Sydney, you only see your grandparents like once every couple of weeks, like 3-4 weeks. And they did it, that means you've only got 200 times to see your grandma before she goes.
So we look at them like superheroes and we think they'll never die.
Yeah.
Until when they get snatched.
Yeah.
The unbearable pain.
Our grandma's love, bro, is crazy because they're always praying for you every day and every night, you know what I mean? Like, you can feel that too. I always feel my grandma's with me.
You feel it?
The prayers, lad.
Bro, my grandma passed prayers, bro, all the time, man.
Yeah.
My grandma passed in December, lad.
Yeah.
It was the hardest shit, straight out, like, because she lived in a nursing home in Auburn.
Yeah.
Bro, I'd never go visit her, lad, because I was always working.
Yeah.
One of my biggest regrets.
Yeah, you always think you got time, mate.
Always, bro. Yeah. Always, especially because she's in a nursing home. They're looking after her, it's like, you go visit her and she's exactly this, but you start to see, like, it's not worth it, lad.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's one of my biggest regrets, bro.
Just before we close it off, lad. So what's in the future plans for Charizma, lad?
Bro, I got a lot of YouTube shows coming out, bro. Like, we're meant to start it, but Running Straight has been taking off. But we got a lot of massive shows, got a lot of massive guests, performances as well. We're looking at bringing performances, sponsorships. But yeah, obviously, Running Straight is on a high right now. But bro, you're gonna see a different side too. Like, there's gonna be other things that I want to bring to you guys and the YouTube community, because, like I said, this is an untapped market. So to be able to leave my footprint in it, not just with Running Straight, but in other things, I think that's just going to catapult me into a new stratosphere.
Oh shit!
Hey, boys, any other questions you want to ask Charizma before we?
Brother, you know,
I swear, that was a mad outro.
I feel like Charizma came here ready.
I've been waiting my whole life for this, bro.
Hey, boys, you want to add anything before we close this off?
Shout out to MK Braids, bro. I fucking forgot to shout her out on the last one, bro. She did my hair crazy.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put her photos up and everything up now. Bro, she took care of me and it looked hectic. So any of you need, if you have long hair, you need braiding, please hit her up. I promised her that I would put.
Yeah.
I forgot last time because of what happened, bro. It was a whole thing.
Bro.
It was a whole
She was
thing, bro.
abusing him on the phone.
Bro, she was going, motherfucker. I was like, I'm sorry. But yeah, no, shout out to MK Braids, best in the business, lad. She does all the celebrities, Vogue. She worked with Pierre Alexander, bro. She's worked with big names, lad.
Oh,
she's proper braider, lad. Yeah. So anyone that needs braids, hit her up, please.
Anything else you want to say?
Thank you for coming out, lad. I got a lot from it. I got to know you. It's an honor to have you on. Hopefully we can do it again in a year.
Hey, it was a pleasure to have you as a guest on the show,
Thank you,
man.
boys. Thank you, boys.
Thank you, boss.
But to everyone, hit the link, subscribe, comment. You know what the deal is. Tune in for the next episode.